and salutations. I'm Ben, and welcome to the Sunday Night Hang / Sunday Night Hang podcast. If you close your eyes, yep, just said that. I'm Ben. Yep, said that twice now. Perfect. If you're new, like and subscribe. And we're here to hang, talk gear, probably talk about food, I'm sure.
Food's good.
I forgot to play the sax before the show started. Dang it. I guess we'll get on that soon enough. We got Brother Tink joining us because, you know what? These community hangs, it's just not the same without Tink. And he's been a little missing in action lately. Aaron doesn't know it, but he's already given his approval because the last time Tink was on about a month and a half, 2 months ago, he owned like 4 pedals, and now he owns 30. So
30 some pedals.
And quite a text from Pete Thorne. So hey, carry on. I'm not going to say that I'm trying to get Pete Thorne back on the channel, but I was like, hey, why don't you come on this date? And he goes, I leave for Florida early the next morning. I'll probably be frantically packing gear. So I don't think it would be a good show. And I'm like, fair enough. So there we are. So, wow, look at that. In the chat, we've already got 37 people. See, I was waiting for more people to say hi. That's what I was doing, honest. We've got Terry's 649 Gs, Randy Crooks, last week's guest on here. Nice. Leo Safko, welcome, Leo. Dave Ennis. Great to see Dave Ennis in here. We got Brad Guitar Miller. BC Rich 581. Love it. Love it. Mickey Settlemeyer. Gino Ames. Michael Krause. Guitar Man 45. Magic Man. Celebrating birthdays. Love it. Gear Junkie 35 here. Just did his first live. Many more to come. Awesome. Sorry I missed it. I was setting this up. Have to check it out. Other left is here. JP Page 2. The Outback Tone Shack. Welcome back, my friend. Love that name. Love that name. Dan of New Jersey is here. Great to see Dan of New Jersey. Host of Twang. Charles 75N. Mike Caps Malice. Yeah. First try. Didn't even hesitate. Michael B is here. I guess band practice wrapped up in time. Awesome. Martin Lemaire, Billy Baloney, Vince RJ, Absolute Mayhem, Ian Nunez, Gary Davlin. He was in early, like an hour ago. Michael B was in at 5:15, just saying. Rodney's here. Janice is here. Keith H. Milt T. All those with first names and last initials. Perfect. Vance Hicks is here. Rob Baker of New Jersey. David Pekarski is here. Hey, wow, quite the crowd. Lots of names. Hip Metalworks. You thought you snuck in. Awesome. Reed Vanzini. Scott Brockway.
Scotty.
We're up to 41. Somebody's getting all metal. If it's in the key of E, I'm saying it's not Aaron.
Randy Crooks. Yes, I've played the dark side. It's excellent.
He's got one, and he absolutely loves it. Nice. Hey, Lawrence made it. Not Mr. Pedals Lawrence, but Alaska Lawrence.
Gotcha.
Kashavarov. I think I got that right. Kashavarov? Sorry. But
yes, Scott got it. That's cool. Yes, I was, Scott. That's awesome.
Gear Junkie 35 had to sub to Brad Miller just for that latest video, which this guy makes a cameo in, which I'm pretty sure he was naked in the video.
I had boxer briefs on.
Oh, strategically placed comforter as well. You're like, oh dear Lord. I've been in the room when that's happened. It's not always pretty, folks.
I was like, what do you want, steak and eggs?
Yeah. When I was trying to figure out, I'm like, how did he shoot that and answer a phone?
I used my old phone as the pickup phone.
I figured either that or you'd be like, Dad, I need to borrow your phone. Now what's Pete saying? You know what, man? After the show, so I'll be in Florida.
What's up, Symmetry? Good to see you again, brother.
Jan Lala, hello.
Janice, yes.
All right, so Terry's 3Gs and Bent Tom are going to be unemployed for a night for Custom Guitars in the near future. Sorry, guys, because Pete Thornton's going to take over co-hosting again for a night. I'm announcing it here, folks.
Nice.
Pete Bjelk made it. Great to see Pete in here. Manfred's here. Great Vanzini's asking what reverend you're playing. Well, he said what guitar. You know what I could do? I could do that solo layout thing. There we go.
Old Warhawk.
Nice. Yes, and it was announced today. Nice. Okay, so yes, and Canadian legend, having another Canadian legend on next Sunday. Not me. Not me. Pete Thorne. Next Sunday, we'll have the one and only Kim Mitchell on as his guest.
Nice.
Awesome. From the Kim Mitchell band, previous to that, Max Webster. Canadian legend. So, just saying. Yes, Great Vanzini, a Rev with a reverse headstock. He says,
This is how they used to come exclusively on this model.
Nice.
Let's see. We got did I say hey to Symmetry? Christopher's here. Christopher Neiman? Newman? No, not Newman. There's no W. Neiman. Let's go with that. All right. Magic Man has a question for us. I have the ultimate first world problem question. All right. I'll probably have a second-rate answer. I'm so happy with my setup that I don't know what to do with myself. I'm used to spending hours researching and trying gear. What do I do now?
Rock, brother. Play it.
Should we mention the rabbit hole known as speakers?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
And that's a cheap rabbit hole, too, because you can get a lot of speakers for under $100.
I was going to say, or you could get into the home recording side of things and spend a boatload of money.
Well, there's that.
Upgrading your computer, your dog.
Knee man. We'll have to remember that. Knee man. I'll try. I'll fail, but I'll try. That's right, Jeff K. Go for a soda, anyone? Yep. Huge hit. Half Ace is here. Sweetwater's doing a Warhawk giveaway. Well, there we are. I'm sure it's only open to American residents. Billy Baloney says, wait 5 minutes and the gas will come back.
Yeah.
Pete says he played a Reverend Telly here in Detroit, 3 single coils like a Strat. It was sick. So it's kind of their take on a Nashville Telly.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah,
Sandra.
Aaron, that's whoops.
Cindy 99 is the strain of the day.
Nice. Yeah, Aaron, that's a rabbit hole I could easily go down. I got to start putting together a home recording studio, and I've been trying to find what to get, and after about an hour, I'm so dizzy. I don't even know.
I hear these are good. I don't know. I got it a year ago, and it's been in the box ever since.
Focusrite Scarlett.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're probably the best, like, 2 input, 2 output, like, beginners, like, entry level one that you're going to get. Like the Apollo Twin is another like low input one, but it's unbelievable. It's like a computer inside of a computer.
Rob Baker says blow a bunch of money on a custom shop Gibson, even if you have a perfect setup. It will help. Sure. I dig it. Manfred says played some Dean V and Explorer style Dean, flame top. Decal? Not even veneer. Strings lined up crooked. E falls off the neck. So yeah, so the neck isn't in the pocket straight. I've seen that happen. And Aaron, being an alumni of the GC, he's well aware of photo finishes, having sold a lot of photo finish Squires over the years. Oh, right. I pre-packed this. I just haven't actually got into it. This is the different strain of the day. Prior to this, I've been on Great White North all day. Yep.
Nice.
Oh, I took off. All right.
I saw another question roll earlier. Someone asked me when my next video is coming out, and I have no clue. Job site has gone into overtime, and I've basically doubled or tripled my practice time on the guitar. So I don't know. But if I do make another video, it's probably going to be pedals because I have a ton of them now.
Yes, which we're going to get into in a moment.
Most
Pete
excellent.
Says, your gear is like Gizmo when you feed them after midnight. It's multiplying rapidly. I've been pretty good. I've been getting a pedal a month for the last number of months.
I've had an illness that has never been cured.
Yes. Well, speaking of which, an underrated pedal, in my opinion, that Tink has recently fallen in love with, and I think this might be a bit of a foundation for his tone stack, if you will. The metal muff, Aaron.
From Electro Harmonics?
Often overlooked.
Yes. I've been using that heavily lately for metal music. It's an amazing pedal. Just great sound, so easy to get tone. Boy, you just touch the dials, you get different sounds out of it immediately. And then the built-in noise gate on that pedal is awesome. Just amazing pedal. Especially for the price. I mean, you can spend like $300 on similar pedals, and they do sound fantastic. Absolutely.
Baker loves his metal muff. He says the best $45 he ever spent.
Awesome. Yeah, they're not expensive, man. You can find them at pretty good deals.
Why is Pete saying church, brother?
Church of Tone?
Oh, could be.
Oh, he's got the same problem. Probably Preach. Preach, brother. He's got the same affliction.
Yeah, the best pedal I've bought recently, and by recently I mean last week, the new Solid Gold Effects EM3. That pedal is amazing.
Let's see. Gino was asking if it's the new or smaller metal muff you're using.
It's a
is it the
smaller
Nano?
one. I think it's the Nano.
Yeah, it is the Nano.
There we go. You
Nice.
got to look.
Still a 6 knobber though, so.
Yeah, 6 knobs. That top middle one's the gate, and then your tones across the bottom, volume and drive across the top. Oh boy, that's a banging pedal.
Yep. What's up, T. Ricky? What else did I see in here? I know what it was. Brad Miller says, speaking of pedals, the new Soleil is great. Yeah, I see a lot of people bragging up how much they're loving the Soleil, considering it's not out until Thursday. Newsletter exclusive, just saying. Hey, Robot Master Switch. And Mad Chris 2249 made it. Great to see Mad in here. Yeah, there's a few out in the wild I've noticed. Outside of your YouTube demo people and stuff like that. Hey, I got mine by mistake. That's fine. But I know that was a pedal. Well, you know, Aaron, Lawrence has been flirting with a Soleil for what, a year?
Yeah, he had sent me a text about getting some BC 108 transistors.
Yeah, that was at least a year ago. It might have been 2019 he first started discussing it. I know he didn't have the chips in 2019. That's right, Mad Chris. I remember. All right, see you, Pete. Love the shirt. Thank you. FU tone. You don't have tone unless you have FU tone. Sure, we'll go with that.
Nice.
Vance says, I'm a traditional guy. I'm trying to wrap my head around that upside-down Fender headstock, but I can't take my eyes off it. Well, technically, that's the way guitars should be strung, because that's the way a piano's strung, with the larger gauge strings longer.
You don't have to come up here.
Exactly. Yeah. More natural. Not for me. I'm not a natural person at all.
And further distance for the low E, which is better tension.
Yep. Well, it's one of the many things Leo Fender got backwards. Like the direction of a strap bridge pickup should be the other way.
Or calling a vibrato the tremolo.
That's true. Billy Baloney says, thanks to this guy, I had to buy a bigger pedal board to fit the nice drive, on my board. Yeah, you can blame that for me multiple ways because I shot the only demo. So if you didn't even put 2 and 2 together, not to mention, yeah, it's my signature pedal. Which, speaking of which, we are now halfway to selling out the second line or the second run. Yeah, second run. We're halfway to selling out on the second run, and we still haven't got the parts in yet. So, thanks, folks. I'm looking at like Gear Junkie 35. I know he's on the wait list, amongst others. And we have to send one to RJ to demo. What's up, Blackjack Guitar?
Hey, Blackjack. What's up?
Outback Tone Shack says, I need to build a reverse headstock next. Sure. Do I have anything with a reverse headstock? That would be a negatory.
I don't, and I'd love to have a hockey stick guitar.
Got one of those. No, do I? No, I don't. No. My Kramer's got a bit of a pointiness to the headstock. I will tell you what throws me off is that Ernie Ball with a 4 and 2. By the time you get to the fourth one, you figure it's a 6 aside, and you're like, oh, right, I got to flip around for the other 2. Although the other day, I couldn't find the 4th because I literally put down my Wolfgang, picked up my Ernie Ball, went from 3 aside to 4-2, went to tune the G string, and I could not for the life of me find underneath. I'm like, oh, right, it's up top on me. So. Oh, Lawrence is on the list for a nice drive A too. Nice. Hey, Christopher. Think about getting one of those string tree things too. String butler, is that what they are, Aaron?
Yep.
RJ put out that. I was like, what the hell do you put out a 1:49 video, like demo? But he's basically, here's my 53 Les Paul reissue. Bling, 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 play a bunch, goes out of tune. Puts the thing on, plays the same solo again, it's still in tune. I was like, yeah, that pretty much says it all right there. Mad Chris asks, so do you make pedals? No, I do not. I rip off designs of pedals, I guess, because really, Lawrence already had that circuit. I just had him expand it for me. And then LPD Pedals, the ones that China Mike was showing off today. LPD Pedals builds my signature drive pedal.
Nice.
Ha 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 ha, Doug. Ha 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 ha. Question: can you watch Nita Strauss shred on guitar and not get a vote? Yeah, because she's a cool guitar player. I don't look at her just to look at her. I think she's great and cool. She's very cool. I actually caught quite a bit of her clinic, and she's wow, awesome. Robot Master Switch. We have a new channel member. I need the applause machine. Yay! Thank you very much, Robot Master Switch. We're going to celebrate. Speak of the builder, currently 26 on the list. Holy crap. So does that include the one for RJ, Lawrence? Because if not, it'd be 27. So that means we only got 3 left. We got 3 or 4 left, folks. They're going to be gone the day RJ's demo goes. So I'm just saying. Scott. Careful now. Well, no, that I've always said I would play a Dano Electro if they were more affordable. You know, like if someone's like, "Hey, do you want this Dano 12 string for $100?"
Dude, the best way to buy Danos is to always wait and get them used, and then they're like the price they should be.
Still not in Canada. Remember, we looked at that douchebaggery, Aaron.
Oh yeah, you guys get hosed.
Yeah, like a $500 Dano Electro in the US, you know, in theory should be about $657 Canadian with exchange rate, but they want $859 for it. And I'm like, you can go fill your boots because I'm not buying that for that. why would when I could buy a Mexican Telly for the same price as a Dane Electro? Hell no.
This
Hey,
was,
Ian Nunez is here. And Loogie Flex is here. Good to see Loogie Flex. Been a minute.
this was the pedal that everyone needs to check this thing out. This thing is ridiculous.
Ooh, that's it. Hang on. I need to get up close and personal with that for a sec. The multi-head octave echo. Who's SGFX? How am I not aware of these companies that you gotta fill me in more, Aaron.
Have it, Solid Gold Effects, the Canadian.
Oh, see, just the SG they abbreviated.
Yeah, one of my favorite pedal companies. The chorus that I have on my board is there's the new.
Yeah, Solid Gold are great guys.
They're
Expensive.
unbelievable.
They should send me pedals to demo.
Here, for anyone that was annoyed by the reverse head, I've gone normal for it.
There we go. Hey, Jason. Jason Lindholm made it. Robot message says, so Jim Page makes me want a Dano. Sure. Michael Chris says, so cross the damn border. Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time I bought a guitar over the border.
Howdy, Jason Lindholm.
Hey, Mark Taft. Ian Nunes just simply says, I love pedals. Lawrence says, I'm annoyed by that normal Fender headstock.
We're moving on to another one.
That's awesome.
All right, we're going to the 70s.
Okay, no, wait.
Nice.
Matt Chris says, I love reverse headstock and offset bodies. Guess I might be a rebel. Oh, you'd fit right in with Aaron and me. Because that sounds like, a J Massis special. Like, I'm watching all this, I was telling Aaron, we were FaceTiming the other day, and I was on another Dinosaur Jr. kick. Because I go on Dinosaur Jr. kicks every few months because I just need to cleanse.
I love it.
When we talk about shred so much, I gotta just cleanse. And so, it was
Dinosaur
Jay Masses and a whole Lou Barlow kick. But then Jay's playing like this Vox guitar with a telly neck on it. And I'm like, what is that abomination? I want one.
Once you said Dino, then the Jasmine started to come out.
Nice. Jason Lindholm says, I just talked to a singer in Peru, Illinois, trying to get something started. And the perm was good, John DeShane. Good to see you. Ian Nunes was asking, was that a Hondo?
Yes, that is a Lost Era Hondo 2 custom from the 70s. I love that guitar.
He's just currently holding it for me until I get there. That will end up in my trunk when I leave town next time.
You better bring something to trade.
I'll drop off some tone goodness. Hey, RJ, Mad Raj. Max Josephson's here. Oh, Mad Crest. Now the reverse V, yeah, you do have a problem if you like the reverse V. Magic Man only has 5 pedals. Well, apparently if you come on the channel a couple of times, I can cure that for you.
All right.
Scott Brockway has over 100 pedals. So I wonder what the average pedal amount is. And Lawrence is excluded from the chat because he'd be looking at his current inventory. I currently have... Hey, Big Shorty, tuning in from Orangeville. Nice. Hey, to each their own, Mad Chris, to each their own.
I want to say my board's got it's all wired up with the switcher and everything. It's got 19 pedals on it.
Michael B's bought 12 pedals since last time he was on. Nice. Eddie Van Haskell just made it. Nice.
I got enough in my closet to make another 4 boards with that.
Hey, Chris from Coburg says the pumpkin pies are in and the Millstone Thanksgiving menu is ready. I say it every week, Chris, but I'm hoping this is the week I get back up there. Things are a little calmer here now, so I might be able to slip up there this week. That's what I'm really hoping. 8 to 12 for John. Nice. Robot Mass Switch has plus or minus 40 and 10 bass pedals.
Nice.
That's impressive.
Nice.
Lawrence, I have
Now I'm just craving pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
my favorite pedal of Lawrence's has never left my board since I got it. Is the Vermin, without a doubt.
4-knob Vermin. I'm sorry, I like it better.
You would say that. I don't have a 4-knob Vermin because it hasn't gone into the world yet, except for you.
Yeah. Mine teleported from the future.
All I know is I got a whole bunch of people to buy that Vermin because that thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a very popular run a few times. Hell, I missed out on the first run, I remember.
I know I had it. You didn't.
I know. Hence why I might walk away with that Hondo. Just saying.
I don't know. I have to look and see what you got there.
I'd replace your Hondo with my Chibson. I'm like, it's one knockoff for another.
Mine is absolutely like stellar condition, though.
So is the Chibson. Oh, Tom. By the way, hi, Tom. Tom came in, I forgot to say.
What's up, Tom?
Travis is here. My favorite Cajun, Travis. He's a Cajun who lives in Florida. So you know what, Tank? I'm thinking that's a wild combination for an individual. A Cajun in Florida.
Yes, it is.
I'm not an expert on America, but I'm just saying.
He's not too far from home.
Canadians, which were essentially Canadians too wild for Canada. And we had to. So, yes, it has been a little pricey as of lately, Tom. Thank you very much, buddy. And I appreciate I got a PayPal donation earlier as well. Oh, he's not in Florida. He's in Louisiana. Even better. Even better. Hey, Michael, you made it. I'm on. Hey. Yes. So's Tank. And so's Aaron. Nice, nice. Let's celebrate that. We got a new channel member. We got a super chat. Oh. Oh, there was another pedal I've been meaning to check out. Dang it. What the hell was it? It's the new Ottawa pedal?
Carl Martin?
Yeah. I didn't realize Carl Martin was Canadian.
Always and forever.
Apparently. Scott Brockway just randomly says, Tube Screamers are great. Meh, if you say so. I think, yeah, isn't the Ottawa a chorus?
No, the Ottawa is an Ottawa.
Oh, right. Well, that makes even more sense.
Ottawa.
Yeah. I was multitasking when Pete Thorne was talking about it today. I remember it was cool.
It's the same joke Henning's been making for 5 years.
Yeah. Dan New Jersey says, love my Vermin. I put the pressure on Lawrence for the second run, I believe. And the world thanks you, Dan. Floop-de-doo says Ottawas are good for when you're too high for a regular wah. Yep. JC Smith asks, is this the weekly Pedalholics meeting? Yes.
Something like that, yeah. Did somebody bring the
UA pedals? They're nice too. Yeah. Brad Miller agrees the Vermin rocks. Vermin rocks. Where's my sparkulator? There it is.
There it is.
Yes. I almost made a video yesterday because I was mowing the lawn last week and I kind of blew out the old deck belt on the blades. It got very violent very fast because chunks started flying out from under the deck. And I'm like, oh, screw it. We'll just grab another gear. But that didn't work out too well. So yesterday was the day where I'm like, well, let's pull that disaster out. Hey, Caleb. And I was impressed. Get this. I was able to remove the belt, hop in the old van, drive to Lowe's, which in all fairness is a mile down the road, get said belt from Lowe's, which they had one in stock, and I got it. Came back home, installed the belt, then had to go back out, drive a mile the other way to the gas station because I had no gas, of course, and back. I did all that in 45 minutes. Which
That's impressive.
You know what? That's, yeah, especially for me. Load. Where's the message now? You had the message. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, there it is. By the way, for those who don't know, Caleb there in the chat from the Mighty Nerd Halen, he's going to be on the Monsters of Rock cruise, hanging out with my friends, the Killer Dwarfs.
Nice.
Oh, snap. Now that's a board before we do. No, we're going to do this and then we'll show the board. Oh, I'm showing that, RJ. Actually, there's a better way to do this. We have the technology. There we go. Now I go back over here. I click here. I click here. And I go over to there. And then I click this. And then we look at that. That's Mad Raj.
Attaboy. Nice.
The captain's book for the cruise. Nice. So yeah, I see some very cool stuff there. I'm going to get... That might be a DoD stereo phaser, RJ. Is it? Just based on the color. EVH flanger. He's got all kind of... He's got guards over so you can't, walk all over the board. Like, this is infrastructure. And then he's got the switcher, and he's got this fan-fretted thing with extra spare strings, and he's got a tone toque on. I tell you, that's hardcore.
That's a setup.
Oh, death metal pedal from DoD. Oh yeah, I remember them. Great Bean C says, "Good gosh, a special license to drive that."
Yeah, you would.
CBD sounds good with fuzz and phaser. Everything sounds good with fuzzes and phasers, I guess. I'm getting more into fuzzes now. I know, I said it. You know what it took, though, for me to fall in love with fuzzes? Well, Aaron knows. It takes a master builder. Like, I set the bar awfully high. And I will say the Soleil is the most agreeable fuzz face circuit I've played. Although the Carolina Reaper, what was the fuzz circuit in that, Aaron?
Cushman.
It's got a
Cushman's
drive
here.
fuzz in it. One pedal was the drive and the other was the fuzz.
Yeah, because it was a Cusack drive. I remember that.
Yep. Cusack drive, and then it was probably some muff.
I thought it was more muffy. Yeah. Which is my previous fun thing.
Which makes sense why the drive works nice with it, because then you get the frequencies back in when you kick the drive on.
Brian Miller says it also takes a master shipping mistake. Pretty much.
I know for me, man, it was just some of the bands that I was listening to had that fuzz sound, and that's what I was after.
I think for me, a lot of it, RJ Ronquillo, the other RJ, he rekindled my love of fuzz. Him and Rhett Scholl. I can't play using a fuzz like Rhett. I'm not that. Sup, Cushman? Hope your foot is healing up. Cushman's got a 7-inch gash in the foot from stepping on a piece of metal, which I assume was sharp. Yeah. So, but yeah, the way RJ, like Brian Landreth, he scolded me. You got to ride the volume when dealing with the fuzz face. You don't play her wide open all the time. You got to play with it. I'm like, okay, that's fair. And then RJ, because he showed me, no, you got to use the neck pickup. Because that's a great thing. When RJ plays, a lot of times his video, he's all up close and personal with you. So I was like, that's awesome.
Right on. Yeah, I got my eyes on another fuzz pedal as soon as the price is right or it's in stock. I'm going for it.
Ben, do you want to see the ridiculous board?
Yes.
All right. Un momento.
Okay.
It sounds like Donkey Kong, bitches.
Okay, Travis mentioned Sonic Youth. I never got into Sonic Youth. I can appreciate Sonic Youth, just never got into them. But when it comes to lo-fi, noise rock, it's all about... I'm just Dinosaur Jr. and Subito. That's my two. But
I don't know. I like Sonic. I like that 100% song a ton.
I did like 100%. That was an excessive amount of feedback in one song.
Yeah, it was.
That might be the most feedback. They told Neil Young, "Hold my beer." Okay, let's present Aaron here because
I didn't know I can get the whole board in. Yeah, I can. Okay, good.
Oh, I see a Greer Lightspeed. I see a Rainbow Machine. I see a Milner. I think that's a Milner.
Damn right.
I see the Vermin. I see the Hudson Broadcast. I see a Black Cat.
Yeah, here, I'll just go through it all. Lightspeed, Foxton Woods from Xander Circuitry, Broadcast from Hudson, Vermin, Pog, Earthquaker Bit Commander, Solid Gold, New 33, KMA Horizons, Old Blood, Black Cap, Rainbow Machine, Nemesis, Ventress, Mjolnir, JHS Panther Cub, and down here is a Native Audio Ghost Ridge, and it's all controlled by this beautiful ES8. And then on the back, got two of them there, brand new Fender power supplies.
Nice.
Wow,
yeah, boy.
That's a machine.
It's not.
So, you know what? Immediately when you held it up, I was like, "Wow, I see. I could stuff a few more pedals on that thing."
Yeah, oh, dude, trust me.
That's the sad part. I'm like, "Ooh, there's a lot of real estate left."
Well, when I had it up originally, I also had Walrus 385 drive on there, and I had.
Oh yeah, other left mid. What is that NU33?
That is a chorus vibrato.
Okay.
And you can also tune in like the warped vinyl thing and the hiss and all that. You can add in all the noise that would be on like a record as well.
Needs wheels on the thing. Pedal board wouldn't fit in my car.
Road
crew required for the pedal board alone.
The flight case has wheels on it.
What's up, Hitman? Yeah. Yeah, he was showing me his gear tank, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a nice flight case. What's that for, a telly? He's like, pedal board. No shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm a big Earthquake fan. I've had something like 42 different Earthquaker pedals. Right now, I think I've got in the closet, I think I have another like 12 or 14.
Right on.
As Twain says, put a trailer hitch on that board.
Not bad.
Okay, so we did have a question because we've all been on a pedal buying kick, and I think this is a good one to talk about because it's different ways. And by the way, hello to the legend himself, the Simon Hosford in the chat. Just saying, he knows tone. Where was it? Scrolling. Okay, was it Thomas Moore? Hello, by the way, and welcome. Name rings a bell. Welcome back, I want to say. Oh, there it is. Do you guys buy used pedals on Reverb or buy new? And I want to start with Tink on that one since he's just been.
Yeah. I've had trouble pulling the trigger on some used stuff. I'm not against it, but demo stuff is definitely where I've been saving a ton of money on.
Sure.
Even if Sweetwater, if they're getting returns or something like that, or they had a demo, I'm usually scooping them up if it's something that's on my radar.
Open box, essentially.
Than an open box.
Sure.
There's a couple websites that just have awesome like demo prices on gear coming back. So sometimes like $20-$30 off something that's like $100 easy. I'll jump on it as soon as I can. So that's what I've been getting, usually demos.
Hate to tell you, Mark, but if the next project, if I'm the only guitar player in the band, I'm running stereo. So that's 2 amps. Or I may go for, some people do the WDW, but I was looking at the MDM, the moist, dry, moist. Oh, yeah.
I buy, what way? I buy used on Reverb. I buy used on... See, I liked, having worked at Guitar Center for a couple of years, I like buying used off Guitar Center because they screw up all the time and put the wrong prices in. So,
right. Yeah.
It's something supposed to go for. Perfect example, that EM3 I showed you. That's brand frickin' new. And they didn't know what they were doing. Somebody tagged it. It's only been out like a month, 2 months, and somebody tagged it used for $130. And
yes. We're going to go with ma'am. Moist, arid, moist.
There you go.
I like it.
I'll buy new off of Reverb, new off of the manufacturer, used off of Reverb, used off Guitar Center. I'll do trades. I've had good luck, actually.
So you guys don't mind buying nationally as opposed to locally. You don't need to play the pedal before you get it.
No. Most of the time, it's a pedal that I've either played or I know the person that makes it, so I know it's not going to suck.
Right. I was going to say, yeah, you buy a lot of new stuff only because it's literally new on the market when you get it.
Yep.
Which is the same with me for new stuff. Like if I get something that's new, it's new. It's not just new to me new. Yeah. Master Machetier, if he's francophone, Machetier if he's anglophone, I guess. Sure, let's go with that. Any alternative to a Les Paul Special P90 I should look at? Now, if you want 2 P90s,
does it have to be an LP shape? Because if I was going to buy a Junior right now, I'd go buy...
But a Special would have 2 pickups.
Oh, I'm thinking of Junior, my bad. Yeah, no, I would buy one of the Senseis from Reverend with the P90s. Then you get the look of an SG, but you get the 2 P90s. Without the neck dive. I've owned a couple of them.
Hey, Zach Thong.
Rev Stars are great, but I'm pretty sure all theirs are just... Oh, no, they do P90s and they do humbuckers. I was going to say they've got the one humbuckers that look like they're Filtertrons, but they're not.
In all reality, David, that's probably what mine would be, or wet, or soaked, wet, soaked. I don't know. Soaked, drenched, soaked. I don't know. It'll be a lot.
Gone over this. I played it when it was debuted at NAMM in Anaheim.
Great Fanzine's like, what is that? This is my signature guitar, made by Reno Fin. Headstock's different now. I can't remember what it looks like, but it's similar but different.
Well, then there's that.
Yeah. My signature P90s, Tesi Switch, 4-way switch. I couldn't remember. I was like, what would I? And it was literally, for the first time, it's like, well, what do you want? I'm like, well, if we're doing a T-style guitar, we got to do 4-way switch because why not?
Sure.
It takes an extra 5 minutes to, not even. Lawrence, you solder for a living. Was it taking an extra 20 seconds to wire in a 4-way as opposed to 3-way? Stainless steel frets, maple neck, mahogany body. Does have a bit of an arm relief. No gut cut because I don't need one.
It's strange how much your guitar and my favorite guitar are similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Canadian maple neck, raw, unfinished. Hence,
is this you touch the same thing going on? Except mine.
Because Chappie ripped me off.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, yeah.
Dude, he did an interview recently and he showed off because they had only done the 2 semi-hollow T-styles. They did the 2 for Guitar Center when they got signed on with them. But now they have a brand new ones coming out, and he was doing an interview, and he showed one of the protos that just showed up. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It was roasted maple neck, and then it was like a dark blue, which you like, but it was like a sparkle, a heavy flake in there. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
This metal flake improves your tone by 14.2%. Just saying.
That exact figure.
Great Vanzini says, I do like my Sensei Junior. Is that Novo? Sensei
No.
Junior?
Reverend.
Reverend.
I miss my Reverend RA. I had a Silver Burst Reverend RA. That's what the
Michael Crow says, doesn't Fender have a new series that's all P90s? Yes, the Noventa series, which after it was out for a month, I found out Noventa means 90.
Yeah.
What,
But you don't speak Spanish.
Exactly. We know my track. If you want to know my track record in Spanish, just look at all my LPD pedal demos before Lawrence rebranded. Just saying. Once I came into the picture, Tank, Lawrence stopped using Spanish names on his pedal. Lawrence is always getting the word out there, but he wants to get the right word. That's why he sent me a delay pedal that just says delay. He's just like, keep it simple, stupid. Yes, actually, Tom, 14.20%. That's right. Do you see Lawrence in the chat denying it? No, I don't. Yeah, and then throws me the curveball. The soleil, which is a French word. I figured it was Spanish, so I'm like, the soleil? Is that what this is? And I'm like, soleil. Oh.
I always liked watching you try to say the Sowero.
Yeah, Sowero, Seguro. Yeah. Or the Chula. Dang it. The one my pedals. See, that's why I just call it the nice drive, eh? That's not even English. That's not only English. That's just Canadian. Saguaro. Exactly.
Saguaro. There you go.
And Tom Segura? Yep.
Why not?
Gia much? Or is it Gila? Gia? Gila? No, Gila? Gila? Depends on where you're from. Koya? Sure. We can go with them. What I'm saying is, there's no instructions with an LP pedal. Just plug it in and kick ass, because that's all you need to do. Because there are no bad settings. But if you include a little note that pronounces stuff phonetically, just saying. Maybe a press kit for us YouTubers or wannabe YouTubers.
One of the YouTubers.
Yeah. Hey, that's not as bad as, and I freely admit it. Before shooting my Soleil demo, I watched RJ Soleil demo because his was out the day before mine.
So you knew how to say it?
No, I figured that out right after I shot my unboxing for the patrons and members. Yeah, because I'm a moron. So, romance marijuana. I bet you can say that. Yeah. So where was I going with that? So yeah, I watched RJ's video, and I liked the way he had written in the description on how to get Lawrence's pedal. So I just did the copy and the paste from his video into mine. And so I didn't tell RJ, but I admitted to Lawrence, and Lawrence is like, yeah, go ahead. I wrote the copy for RJ, so I wrote it. Feel free to use it. So I didn't feel as bad. Okay, Simon. Simon agrees with me. Exactly. Plug it in and kick ass sounds like LPD's new slogan. Yep. Just plug it in and kick ass. Plug it in, melt faces. I don't know. Plug in and enjoy. Although I do like it was when I got my first Keeley with the Welcome to the Blue Light Club. That was nice.
Would have been funnier if it said Welcome to the Red District.
Yeah, well, it was funny that he's like, "Welcome to the Blue Light Club." I'm like, "I've actually got several pedals of blue lights already, but thanks, Robert. I appreciate it." Maybe he was the first. I don't know. Just hadn't got around to. I think I heard Pete Thorne pronouncing Neuenbauer as Nunaba. Yeah,
Neighbor. Yeah. New neighbor.
Well, he was calling an envelope filter something else today. Envelope follower. He kept calling an envelope follower.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, sure. I don't know. Maybe that's. The Outback Tone Shack says Keeley's just down the road from the Tone Shack. Nice.
Oh, then you must be in Oklahoma.
Oh, and I was going to mention as well on the pedal thing. For me, I'm fortunate that I have subscribers send in pedals from time to time for me to check it. Like, hey, dig-a-vu on this a-vu. I'm like, all right, I can do that. Or, I get companies, or really, at this point, company that sends me pedals to demo for them. He might be in the chat. Lawrence.
Well, you were getting some from, what was that? Outlaw? Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, they're not doing much now. And they don't have anything new. So they're just riding on their laurels of what they got. So, Perkins, Oklahoma. There we are. And similar to Guitar Center having employees messing up, our local, well, not our local, but any Long and McQuaid, they don't have much better reputation. But the good thing is, the bad thing is you can't negotiate pricing on new gear at Long and McQuaid, which I think that sucks ass. Because music stores were one of the last retail bastions where you could negotiate prices on stuff. However, they will negotiate on their used gear. So that's a bonus. Also, just because they have 4 of the same pedal used in stock, they're not all priced the same. You think, condition? One's got beer spilled on. No, not necessarily. It's because whatever the employee buys it at, it's a percentage markup on the final retail price.
Oh, yeah, no.
You got somebody who's like Aaron, who's already like, dude, I already got 3 of these pedals here, so I'm only giving you $20. I'm not giving you $40 for it.
Yeah.
Guess what? No. I'm able to walk in the next day and buy that pedal for $20 less because Aaron was savvy enough to buy it $20 cheaper.
Yeah, no, the way that theirs works is they essentially give you 60% of whatever they're going to list it for. They'll look on sold listings on eBay. They don't use Reverb. And then they look on their own website. And if there's 10 of them for $150, then they're not going to put an 11 for $150 because clearly it's not selling at $150. So then they'll go, okay, we'll put it at $140. And then you'll get 60% of that $140. Where they screw up is normally when there's updated version of something. You know what I mean? Like if the V1 is currently going for $100 used, but somebody comes in and trades a brand new V2 and they don't know that it's a V2, they're going to put it for $100 and then you scoop that fucker up.
Yeah. Or versely, if the V1 becomes more valuable and they'll put it the V2 at the V1 price when you're like, yeah, but it's a V2. It's not worth it.
Yep. You got it.
Long McQuaid prices their new gear exactly what everyone else does, it seems to me. Yeah, pretty much they all go by, it's not MAP, but it's kind of MAP.
Minimum advertised pricing.
Yeah, it is MAP. Yeah, because the MSRPs are still much higher, which is manufacturer's suggested retail price, that's why every music store you go into in the 80s, Strats, $1,000. Now $600. No, they're always $600 because every place is $600. But you just put up the MSRP to give me thinking. I was like, no, I'm not here with my parents, as a student at your guitar store, so you can use this marketing. I'm aware. I read Guitar World. I know what they're going for. I see
another thing that they don't talk about at Guitar Center, but anytime something used is set for 30 days and you ask them, they'll knock it down 10%.
Yo, Charles.
So if something's been in their system for 30 days, they'll knock down 10%.
Right on.
And then
I think every music store I go into, I always say, what's the price on this? And they'll say, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, what's my price?
Yeah.
Just that's the way I am. And it'll say it's the same price. I'm like, no, you answered wrong. That is not my price. That might be your price. That's not my price.
You can bring like the cheapest, shittiest piece of gear that you don't even want. It's just lying around your house. But anytime you trade in something, they knock, I think it's 10 or 20%. 10 or 20% off of your purchase of the new item. So it's like if you know you want a new guitar, but they're not going to come down on it, just bring in like a shitty little $5 pedal, trade it to them for whatever it is. They'll give you the percentage off your new purchase plus the money back on the shitty pedal, and you can put that towards it as well.
Nice. Hey, Craig Tomlinson. Zach says he's itching to get back into some stores. I get it.
What guitar?
What guitar does he want?
I shot that store tour of the new Ardens, which is a big ass store. I was very impressed.
I want to know what Zach's looking to get. Zach said the guitar he wants he can't get in stores. So what guitar is it?
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a lefty.
Well, shit, his options are limited to begin with.
John says, I found the telly I wanted at L&M because the cheapest because of no shipping. Exactly. Yeah, you walk at the store with it. Thanks, Brad. Put a link to Aaron's channel in the chat. I think it's funny when you did the collab with Mr. Miller, the clips that were used of you playing with Albus Band, because being on a Dinosaur Jr. kick as much away, I'm like, my God, there's so much influence of Dino in your stuff. And especially the fact that you got Alex just completely doing his own thing on bass. I'm like, he's so Lou Barlow. He's so Lou Barlow. Because he's literally, yeah. Is it all right if I do this, Aaron? You're like, yeah, I guess you could do that.
As long as it doesn't step on the vocal, bro, you do you.
Still waiting for it to arrive from another store. Wow, that seems like because the last time I had to do an in-store transfer, I got a part from Edmonton shipped to Belleville in less than 24 hours. Now, I was shocked too, because that's about 2,000 miles. Charles, thank you very much, my friend. Very appreciated. Believe me.
Awesome.
I think I shall celebrate that. I'm celebrating Super Chats tonight. I already told the old man we're going late tonight. I told there. Well, there was a NASCAR race starting an hour before we went live, so I'm like, there, watch that. I gave him some snacks.
I'm gonna be eating dinner in like 15. I'm gonna be bouncing, but somebody else could take my place. It is a community hang, for the love of God.
Yeah. We should mention that if any of the regulars here in the chat want to jump in, you can. I say any of the regulars, because actually, pretty much everybody's active in the chat is Epiphonium. That's exactly what I do. And if you are a NASCAR fan, maybe one of the mods put a link to the NAS Canucks channel in the chat, because I also do a NASCAR and we cover IndyCar as well podcast every Tuesday here on the YouTubes called NAS Canucks, with myself, starring me, I guess, and my cousin Doug. Well, starring me more because I'm me and Doug's Doug, right? And he hasn't been active in the chat in a while, so I'll just say that. And then and we will. That's what I do. I PVR all the races so I can watch them and make sure I don't miss anything. And then, which is usually like if we go live at 8 p.m. on Tuesday night, Tank, I just watch like 3 days worth of racing on Tuesday. Holy crap! I just watched 5 races in one day. Let's do it. Otherwise, it's just like, oh right, I watched that race last Friday. Dang it, what happened? Based on certain lifestyle choices. Yeah, the Indy race, the season finale at Long Beach happened today too. Do any of you guys have a Band Lab account? I know of Band Lab. I have a bunch of their picks. I don't.
No.
Nope.
I don't even know what it is.
Is that the infamous video, Brad? Thanks, Terry. And Terry's there every week. Who else is some of the regulars? Basement Guitar Superstar pops in. Keith H pops in. Guitar Man 45. Charles 75N. Ben Tom. Yeah, you do that, Cushman. Free collaboration workstation. Oh, sure, Michael.
I'm happy to say that we are recording the next record December 11th, the week, whatever that weekend is.
Nice.
And we have, it's not announced yet, but I'll say it anyways. We're playing a Halloween show with 3 other ridiculously good bands.
Oh, excuse me. Grandpa Joe, behave. And welcome back to the channel. No spoilers. That's my one rule. No spoilers. Magic Man, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that. Guitar Man 45 used to go to Milan Dragway a lot back in the 80s and Toledo Speedway. Yeah, Toledo's what? Only an hour or so south of Detroit. Makes sense. Also home of Reverend Guitars.
Sunny Toledo, Ohio.
Yep. I've got a road trip due if Ken Haas remembers me there, Aaron. Because I remember talking to him when we were hanging out in the NAMM booth at the last NAMM show. I said, I'd drive down, because it'd take me 6 hours minus time sitting at the border. So, whatever. 6+ hours, we'll say, to drive there. And he's like, yeah, I totally come down. Would love to check out the facility and blah, blah. And he's like, sure. All right. Epiphonium's in Dayton.
Zach, Google.
Dayton, Ohio. Nice. Isn't Dayton part of the Cincinnati Triangle? Those of you of a certain age will get that reference.
I just remember the island is in Cincinnati, and I loved it.
Adam D.
That guitar Zach was talking about is a stuckless guitar. I'm going to have to look them up.
I am not aware.
Stuckless?
Yeah.
Oh. Spell that.
Did you ever get a Tremonti?
I did. Yes, I did.
You did.
Yeah, there's a video on that one.
So, ring a bell. Adam G just randomly says, I hate Florida so much it's not even funny. Okay. John Shane prefers landing strips over drag strips. Sure.
Oh my God, that's
and we're not talking about the Cleveland Indie track, folks.
The only thing the Tremonti's beautiful. I really enjoy playing that guitar a lot. It came with 9s on it. I'm gonna have to switch it to 10s. It's just too slinky for me.
It's too girly for his manly hands.
Dude, my Vet has 9s on it because that's how it came. And same boat, dude. The first couple of times I played it, I was like, this goddamn guitar will not intonate for the love of it. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm pushing down too fucking hard. I was like, man, I keep pulling everything sharp.
Yeah, it's at first it was like, oh my God, it's so soft to play this, and it takes all these touch shots, but I just can't deal with it. I'm gonna have to put 10s
The
on
thing that's funny is like playing leads on it is like a breeze because you can bend anything. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow, look at that 2-step bend. Holy shit, that's awesome. But then sort of hit something heavy, it's like,
yeah, it's like jumping on a trampoline. It's crazy.
Well,
it just doesn't fight back. It's weird.
I played 10 to 52, so I'm used to having the thicker low 3, and all of a sudden, what is that, 9 to 42? I'm like, Jesus.
Well, you're also in drop D too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was do drop C sharp and with 9 through 42s.
Yeah,
but you got to be, like you say, at that point, you got to be really tiptoey.
I was gonna say, better hope there's no adrenaline because you're gonna smash that damn thing.
Like I'm always scared. Like Richie plays 11 through 48s per year because he snaps high E's otherwise. And every time he comes over and he grabs one of my guitars, I'm like, because he's just gonna do a blues scale, and I know he's gonna bend that E string and snap it. I'm like, just be careful. And he goes, I know. I'm like, yeah, but be careful.
I just saw Simon asked if we could only play one, either rosewood or maple fingerboards for the rest of our lives. What would it be? Rosewood.
Maple. I've been on a maple kick lately.
Although, if I'm being honest, I'd rather have ebony.
Were there only two choices? Is that what the question was?
Yeah, I get rosewood or maple.
Or maple. Yeah, I like the darker boards. And like you just said, ebony is my favorite.
Me
I'd
too.
probably just pick the rosewood.
How about Michael B?
How about him? What do you say?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
We can't hear you.
No, hear him.
He's working on a fader. He's fading. We worked on a fader. Maybe. Nope. Nothing. Nope. Yeah. You figure out you. Yeah. I'm on a maple kick again lately. I think it's just because I was playing my Strat a lot, and it's weird. Like that thing, it's got a full finished neck, and a full finished maple neck feels right on a Strat to me.
See, my Strat is all maple, but I have a satin finish on the back. The lacquer on the fingerboard, but it's
Boss loves ebony.
satin on the back.
I think I just don't have enough experience with ebony. Like other than, the Chibson has ebony. I've had my Martin has ebony. I think. Martin has an ebony fretboard. Well, we're getting some noise, so that could be Michael B. I don't know. No, but your mic's not working. No, it was just some static for a moment. Like you're flipping through the radio stations, like you're about to play the WKRP theme song right afterwards. I was just waiting, but no.
But
That's
then
okay. Was it the Tremonti SE or the Core?
SE. It's like there's two versions of the SE. There's one that's the really basic, and then the other one has the maple cap top on it. That was this one, has a cap. And then they left it bare along the side. It was actually pretty handsome looking.
Are those still made? Are those still made at World?
No.
No, I don't think
I think they have their own plant now overseas.
Cortec.
Court took over. Okay, yeah. Court's awesome too.
Yeah. You like Court. I've never been a Court fan.
My favorite's World, and then I like Mir after that.
Yeah.
I like Korean guitars. Love Korean guitars.
Hey, Marsman.
Whoa! The King of Mars sales. What's up, brother?
Mad Chris is back. Nice. Nez says, David Nesdahl himself in the chat. What's up? If you want to get an extra helping with me, folks, and more again, one of the maybe Terry, because he's quick with the links, throw a link to the Nez Says channel in there, because I'm live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. over on the Nez Says channel. Myself, David Nesdahl, and Ty Price. We get a variety of guests on. There's the one and only sexiness himself, Boner Jam. I have a Boner Jam story. Okay. So if you look at that sexiness in that avatar, we know you've seen my shirt, right? The Boner Jam. So Amanda and I are in Kingston the other day, right? And we're at a stoplight. Dude rides by in a bicycle. I swear was fucking Boner Jams. I'm just like, oh, and Amanda's on her phone, but I'm just like, look. And she's like, what? I'm like, it's fucking Boner Jams. She's like, holy fuck, it is too. Complete with the side of the head and everything. Oh, I was like, that was nuts.
Did you say it was a little kid?
No, it was full grown adult. It looked just like Boner Jams.
Maybe it was Boner.
No, he's in like Connecticut or something.
That doesn't mean he can't.
Yeah. You're not riding a bicycle in Kingston.
All right, am I unmuted?
You are.
Hey, there he is.
Cool. Greetings, everybody.
What's happening?
Not much. Hey, Tink. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Magic, man. Yeah, Ernie Ball's craftsmanship is out of this world.
Yeah, so definitely check out the Nez Says channel. Terry put the link in the chat there. I don't mind if you have to dip out to click it and then dip back in. That's okay. You're allowed. Tim Thomas made it.
We got 67 watching, 65 thumbs up. That's a freaking good ratio.
Nice. I dig it.
You got 2 thumbs down. I wonder if they're the 2 out of the 67.
They're ding electro lovers.
Oh.
Speaking of legend, there's Paul Leonard Ewing. I think he knows as much about pedals as you do, Aaron. If not more, possibly.
We need more people like him.
And he's a character.
The Lawrence Petros pedal was the first one I bought, and then I bought 11 more. I was so psyched.
Smart man.
And which Lawrence pedal did you get?
I got the...
That's right. This week on this says it's just Dave and me because Ty's apparently going to see the Stones. Let's all have a Telecaster night. I'm down, Dave.
The Dutch.
Oh, the Dutch.
That's right, the Dutch.
Speaking of pedals that have never left my board, Aaron.
Dutch. Well, yours is the Lost Dutch Mint.
Yep.
I worked for bass too.
Jay Steen hit me up the other day and was asking me which LPD pedal he should get. I told him to get the 74 because that was the Marshall pedal I liked the best.
Yes, because I think he already has a nice drive A.
Hey, Guitar Man 45, what's going on?
Yeah, he was talking because he has a Plexi drive from Wampler, and he was asking what he should get. He rattled him off, and I was like, dude, I would get the 74. I was like, I'm not much of a Marshall guy, but
I think that's
74 rules.
I think that's my next LPD. Like, barring something that I don't know about, like if I was to go out and buy an LPD pedal. Now, granted, I do have pretty much the line. Like, I don't need a 68 stacked. I don't need a 68 Deluxe because I know what the boost circuit is in the 68 Deluxe because I have a 68 and I have the boost as a separate unit that only a handful of people have.
Yeah, did you see Charles 75 and an incredibly important question?
Have you been playing the Gretsch? Asking for the Gretsch. You mean that Gretsch? Yes. Yes. I'm going to actually, Charles, because Charles is awesome. That will get restrung. We're going to try 10s on it, Aaron. It's got 11s on it now, and the hands aren't what they used to be. So I want to see if it likes 10s. It doesn't lose all of its mojo.
Right.
Because that's what happened with the Ernie Ball. It had 10s on it. I put 9s on it and went, take out my soul. It lost it. So it needs to have 10s.
That makes sense.
My Chipset prefers 10s.
I'm going to eat dinner. Who's jumping in for this? Somebody tag you're it.
Well, we got Michael B here, and we can have others if they want to jump in.
I just had my munchies, so.
Nice. Edibles or munchies?
Well, first we did the edibles, then I needed the munchies. So I made pizza and cookies.
Nice.
Yes, Charles, we'll do 2 videos. I'll do a restring video. Maybe we'll do both, a before and after. No, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll make 2 out of it.
I love watching Ben's thought process out loud. It's like my favorite thing about his videos.
I argue with myself a lot.
Yeah, I love how that one video you're like, and yes, Aaron, I didn't remember to put the whatever the hell you were looking for. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and meanwhile you're going, it's right there, right in front of you.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
Kenya, Benjamin, I love you per usual.
Love you too, bro. We'll talk soon.
Go eat.
Go eat.
See you, Aaron.
Bye.
Mange. Oh, wait, we already talked about that. Only English words.
Apparently, Paul has whittled his pedal board down to 72.
Oh my God. How many boosters does that require?
Dave would like a photo of your pedal board, apparently, Michael.
Okay, cool.
That's all that is.
Yep, I'll send it to you.
How often do I lose an argument? It's about 50-50. And Dave's really digging his 87 pedal. It's a classic pedal. I think it's good. Well, I think it's going to be a classic pedal. Like that's the one you see on more boards. It seems the 87's really nailed it. Nailed it hard. Excuse me. That's right. Yeah, I've been seeing you in the chat on NESS. Right, Michael?
Absolutely.
Actually, I've been
All
seeing you
time.
more over there than here, but I know you have practice on Sunday. Like Sundays, you're busy.
Yep.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it gets. We had a session here in the room, writing music yesterday with a different project, and today is my regular band practice, and it gets later and later all summer. I don't know why. So
It's all
I've
good.
been missing it.
All good. I was trying to think. Last time you were on the channel, like I know you were on for the birthday hang, but have you been on since the birthday hang?
No, that was it.
I don't know.
I was in the chat when you did the Mother's Day one. That was a really good show.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, John. Can't stay working. Working while lurking. Lurking while working. Both. Done, Charles. We have, for the channel members and the patrons, I'm sure if you haven't, you saw it. The exclusive, if I could talk, the first video by Amanda and me. I don't know if I'm going to be in all of them or not. I don't know how that works. Should probably relegate me to behind the camera after a while. I got to do all the editing, the uploading, post-production, and she gets to star in them. But they're on for the channel members and the patrons. And she did an unboxing. And Brad Guitar Miller hooked me up with some strings because he's my string guy. It's like, what strings do you use, Tink? I'm endorsed by Brad Miller. Because whatever he sends me, I use.
Nice.
That's kind of how it's been that way, I believe, since 2018. Thank the baby Jesus, Brad. I'm very lucky in that respect. So he sent me 9s and 10s. He's like, he says, well, I got your 9s. You're good. I'm like, yeah, I could use some 10s if you don't want, because I hate to ask, but if you got some laying about. And he sent me a couple different brands of 10s, so that's gonna be fun. So, yes.
Right on. I usually use Slinkies just because they're cheap.
Oh, I love the Slinkies. Slinkies and D'Addarios are basically the same price here. I always say Ernie balls, they're a little more high performance. Like they're a 10 out of 10 out of the gate, but they don't last as long. D'Addarios, they're like an 8 out of 10, but they last too.
Right on.
So
Yeah, they last.
yeah. Except
I don't break them either. I don't know why.
Right
what was those D'Addario XT strings, and they don't make them anymore because of they can't. But they got a new XS I haven't tried. But those XTs, my God, I put a set on a guitar. They lasted a fucking year, and that was on my main guitar. Like, and they didn't die until about 10 months in, and then it was 2 months of right, I should restring this. But like they were still they just last. Have to put October and Laney to bed. See everyone tomorrow night. Make sure everyone tunes in Amazing Metal Wednesday. Metal! Have a great night. You too, my friend.
I do have a set of Ernie Ball heavy bottoms. So it has that really heavy.
Sure.
I think it's like 10 to 52s or something like that. I want to figure out a guitar. I'm going to put them on. The one guitar I have the most deep tuned, I've got to change guitars on that. It's the Squire Bop. I don't think it loves it.
Back off, Siri. All right, you send it to me. Are you going to send that to Dave now?
I follow him on Facebook. I'm not sure if I can send him a message. I could try.
Well, here, I can send to.
I'm not sure if I follow a friend. I don't know anymore. There's so many people.
Where's Nesdal? There he is. Send. There we go. But we can also, since, man, deja vu again, showing off pedal board with the glass saxophone in my hand. I don't know. Sure. Just makes sense. But, I'm not gonna just throw anybody under the bus. being Michael or Dave, but somebody just messaged me and said, well, send me a friend request and I'll accept it.
All right, I'll do it.
I'm not saying who sent what. But, ooh, all right. Stop looking at it, Ben, and show the other folks. Share screen. Right. Chrome tab. Right. Messenger. Sure.
Right on.
Boom. All right. So let's see. We've got electro harmonics. Is that platform? What the hell is that? That's cool. Is that a tuner? No. What is that, Michael?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing the phone stuff. All right, so top right is where it starts on the EQ.
Okay, so we're on the EQ.
It's a bass version.
Yep.
It actually goes to 50 instead of starting at 100. Then we go down to the Electro-Harmonics platform, which is a compressor.
What the hell is that?
It's a compressor, but it's stereo. So sometimes I take it off the board, put it on the mix, when I play with everybody in the room, and I use that as a stereo compressor on the mixer board.
Okay, that's cool.
And then the Dutch.
And then the Dutch.
Drive. Yeah,
And
then
Dave
a
just
Keeley
messaged
compressor.
me and he is going, what the hell's a Dutch? So the Dutch is Lawrence's take on a Timmy, basically. And then when you engage the punch, that'll flip it over to a dimed plexi. Yep. All right, continue to the compressor.
Okay, yeah, the Keeley compressor. And
I have the same compressor.
I couldn't decide whether to put a compressor before or after overdrive because I like it in both places, so that's why there's two.
You know, I'm the
and
same
then-
way with phasers. And
Yep.
Yep.
And
Okay,
then
and then we're
Univibe.
going into the vibe.
Yeah, then the Univibe. And then after that is phaser. And then the chorus. And then those are the JHS budget series. They're like $99 a piece. So that's a delay, and then the Boss delay, and then
Right.
the JHS reverb.
So the JHS is that, I assume that's an analog delay,
I think it's digital, but it sounds like analog.
but it sounds analog.
Yeah.
See, they're very similar boards here, Michael. This is why we love each other. Because let's be honest, Dutch, hasn't left my board in years. Same compressor. I don't use an EQ, but I get it, and I've been meaning to. Phase 90, still one of the best phasers ever made. Compressors, sure. Don't have a vibe, but do have chorus, yep. And then you got to have both an analog and a digital delay, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, because choices, you know, like if you want something lo-fi, you got to go analog. But if you're doing Joe Walsh's solo in Dirty Laundry, sorry, you need digital delay because that's the way the 80s work.
Yeah. And the way I've got that one set, the Boss one set, it's more for ambiance. It's not a delay. I don't set it like a delay. So,
Dave says to try your vibe before your overdrive to be more Jimmy-like, if you're
Yeah.
going for a Jimmy-like thing.
yeah. Yeah, I move it around. And I need to get one more pedal, but I think I'm going to get a bass-specific pedal. Because I use the same board for bass and for guitar.
Hey, fret level midnight. No worries, buddy. I've been partaking for 30 plus years. I know how to moderate myself. All good, though.
Yeah, and we know how to go for 6-hour streams, too, where we don't.
It's like the Blues Brothers. It's okay. We're musicians. We're professionals.
Are you the police?
If you want me to really hurt my American friends, so we decided to treat ourselves the other day. So I stopped at a local store. I was able to procure 3 ounces for $100 Canadian.
Damn.
Strains that are going for $200 to $300 an ounce in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's a saturated market, especially this time of year because people are already harvesting. So it's just, yeah.
I live in a really small town, and there's going to be 2 shops opening soon. So now I can walk to get it, which is incredible.
And sometimes that's the best way to get it. This is true, fret level. It's budget, but that's the job.
Yeah, you didn't get a Mayhem deal this week?
No, I'm trying to. Actually, I'm doing the Mayhem stuff now, but switching it up a bit because I realize I've had nothing but Mayhem weed for a year, pretty much. So, but yes, we did check it. Yeah. So yeah, we got some purple Hindu, some purple haze, and some great white north. So
Take off, eh? I know you made that
I was
joke.
like, I have to have that. To the person who just messaged me. Nice. Very nice. No, nothing below 20% flip-de-do.
Oh, I don't have to send a friend request. It's already there.
Exactly, Front Love Midnight. Take off. And who sang that song? That's the question. Who sang the song Take Off by the Mackenzie Brothers?
That's a serious question? Is there people
That's a
not old
serious
enough to
question.
know that?
Those of a
Maybe?
certain age and a certain
Yeah, I guess so.
nationality will know right away. We shall see. We shall see. That's right. Lawrence of LPD Pedals got it right. Geddy Lee sang that single. Because, as he says on the album, $10 is $10. Yeah. Which is worth checking out the Mackenzie Brothers comedy album just to hear the before and after the actual single. Because they're like in the studio and he's like, what, you don't have the lyrics printed out? He's like, no, I memorized them. And they're like, what? You remembered all those words? And he's like, yeah, I'm like a professional, eh? And then he got all weirded out because you hear cheek clicking in the background. Like, who's that dude? Oh, he's a photographer, documenting this. How come he's not wearing a toque? Oh, he's not cool like us, eh?
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Demento, Michael Cruz. Love that show.
Nice.
Did you get that
I
in Canada, eh?
remember the Rochester radio station, 92.5 WMJQ, before they went country. They were a rock station. They played it.
That's cool.
And then, of course, Canadian radio stations played it. Which is great.
Nice. Kinko the Clown.
Hey, James.
So,
Considering
I have a-
upgrading my 2005 Fender Mim Strat trim and bridge with an American Strat trim and bridge, sure. Yay or nay? 2005. You may or may not be disappointed. And the reason I say that is because since there's been a MIM plant, every cycle of Fender, which is every, let's say, 5 years, they basically start using American parts on the Mexican stuff. So go, hey, they're basically the same thing. And then they start deteriorating the quality. And then they're like, hey, we use the same stuff. So it depends on what year. You might get really lucky and you already have the same gear already in it. But then again, you might get a nice upgrade.
Yeah, I
Give it a
tend to
shot.
just look at the features of the thing that you're getting at the time.
Yeah,
Does
it's not
it
that
do
hard.
what
You
I
know, once the
want?
strings are out of it, just pop the springs and rip one out,
Yep.
put the other one in. Unless it's a 6-point where you got to screw it. Like 2-point, that's where the 2-point trims are nice. Because you can just pull them in and out. They're an easy swap. Imagine you flip someone's opinion. What, someone now just likes Dane Electros? Thinks they're overpriced, so they retracted their film? I guess. Sure. I don't know. Maybe they were hate watching and they just gave up. I don't know. Who knows? What's the point in living if you're only living wild? Exactly. On the Strat trim, just make sure you have a big block. Yeah, or as big as possible. More block will add more sustain. There's no replacement for displacement.
You can always deck it too.
You could.
Then it doesn't matter, in my
It
opinion.
still kind of matters. Still, I can't hear. None of us can hear it because we're all half deaf because we like
What?
playing crap.
What?
Yeah. I just remember at the last job I worked at, the boss came in and worked on one of my days off. He's like, "So how long's the furnace been making that noise?" I said, "What noise?" He's like, "There's a high pitched squeal." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't hear that frequency. Apparently, I don't hear a thing." He's like, "Really? You don't hear that?" I'm like, "Nope." Then we realized it was close to a 60 cycle hum, and that's why, because that's what I have in my tinnitus anyway. So it was,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gigging a lot at that time. I think it was in 2 bands at the time.
Yeah.
Wait,
The
and one
live
of the
band was
bands
loud.
first. The other band just showed up and played.
It's amazing how if you play with the too loud band, the ring just gets out of control.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so
Like it's just
sorry.
constant all day, every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, something as simple as somebody clapping near me or something like that. If I'm not prepared for it, yeah, there goes my tinnitus for 3 hours. You know.
Yeah, with me, it's just a matter of degree. It's either there and not as annoying or really friggin' annoying.
Hey, Mahogany. See you, Lawrence. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah. My ex-girlfriend was like, "Man, you're half deaf." And this is before I got back into music. I was like, "Yeah." How? And at that time, I worked doing tech support at a call center. So I was like, preppy kind of thing and not happy in life. That's one reason, live your dream. That's what I'm saying, folks. Because I'm a lot better physically and I'm off a lot of meds I used to be on as a result of living life as I want to or need to. But I was like, I don't know if it was playing in a band or playing with race cars. Either one. Dealer's choice. That'll do it. So I spent a week working in a place building IKEA furniture. Bullshit, it's made in Sweden. It was made in Brighton, Ontario. At least these futons were. Just being around bandsaws and people dropping lumber. Oh.
Good night, Chris from
Coburg.
Coburg.
See, buddy?
It scrolled up on me. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Need to pump out more pumpkin pies and chocolate cherry bread. Ooh, chocolate cherry bread. Mm-hmm. Yeah, James, if you were going to, if you get it for short money, like $20, why not? I'd give it a shot, swapping out that bridge. But I think if I was going to swap it, I'd swap it out for a upgrade, like a noted upgrade. I don't know what. We'll just say like a Wilkinson whatever, or an F-U-tone bridge, or something fancy and or schmancy is what I'm saying. Or just upgrade the block. Right, like Brad says.
Yeah.
See, David, we shall talk soon, brother. Power tools can be really bad. Lawnmowers. I don't wear protection when I mow lawn because at this point in life, my lawnmower doesn't seem that loud. It is, but it doesn't seem that loud to me. It's like the tank. It's like you always hear NAM. Oh, it's so loud. NAM is so loud. I got there and went, this isn't that loud. What are you talking about? This isn't loud.
I work on a construction site.
Yeah.
It's like a war zone.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Devastatingly loud.
Yeah, you would go to NAM and you're like, this is not loud. What are you talking about? Everyone's like, why are you talking so loud? I'm not.
Because I can't hear shit.
Yeah, exactly. Use your inside voice. You know how many times I've heard that? Use your inside voice.
Everybody that comes to visit me turns the stereo down. It's like they just walked to the stereo. I don't know. I just crank everything.
Yeah, loud's the way to go for it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Sometimes you just It's like, well, Phil McKnight told the story the other night on his show. He's like, sometimes, he goes, every once in a while, you got to hear a loud plexi. And I was like, I guess.
Yes.
Like,
Nothing like a loud drummer in your amps keeping up with it.
yeah, I'm not a fan of loud plexi tone. Like, you got to be a good I don't want to hear me playing through a loud plexi. Like, you got to know how to play a loud plexi. Like, Pete Thorne through a loud plexi? Yes, please. Me through a loud plexi? No, thanks. It does. I have a very much love-hate relationship with plexis. I really want to like them, but I cannot get a tone out of one. It's hard because you gotta finagle them. And I'm like, can't I just put a pedal in front of it and just goose it? And they're like, no, like you just play through a loud. No. If I am, then I'm showing up with like a Wolfgang with high output pickups, something to, Yeah, but I love playing at pants shaking volume. And recently was able to in here.
So they have a 20-watt amp that's like one of the 80s heads, but it's only at 20 watts, so you don't have to kill yourself to hear the cranked up tone, apparently.
Yeah, like a 20-watt JCM 800.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that was cool.
Hey,
I'd have to
Eric.
hear it because it could be too quiet, like you couldn't use it.
Yeah, John DeShane loves a loud plexi. I know, Bent Tom has a loud plexi. He's like, all right, see you, Guitar Man 45. We'll go for a bit yet. I already told the old man tonight, Michael. I went, this could be a longer one tonight. Exactly, Bent Tom. It's like bombing a hill with no brakes. Yep.
Yeah, so Mad Chris saying if he found a 40-watt unbearably loud next to me at full volume. Yeah.
See, this is the thing, Simon. Simon says, like a Sir SL68, which is a great amp. Playing a plexi, a pure pleasure. Most real old plexis don't sound that sweet. This is what I'm saying. Like I need a bit of a cheat factor. Give me a Friedman plexi or a Sir plexi. Like don't give me just a plexi. Nobody wants to hear that.
So RJ
Hey, Grandpa
was saying to get a PVJS X212 combo instead of a Marshall.
Well, Zach, the train horn is loud where you live because Zach lives where I used to live, basically, like right in the same neighborhood, literally. I didn't know he was moving there when I moved out, but literally he moved into a subdivision right next to where I used to live, I believe. So, if I'm not mistaken, or at least within a mile of that, I know where I know. So, yeah, exactly, Ben Tom. 50 watts versus 100 watts, only a 3 decibel increase in volume. Do we need that extra 3 decibels? Not so much. Do we still use it though? Oh yeah. I want to say I think the last time I measured volume on stage, we were running at 118 decibels on stage. And that was just using a decibel meter on my phone on stage. So it could have been louder. It was probably louder out front, but actual stage volume, at least in my little office, was I think 118 decibels. And I don't wear ear protection because I can't sing with earplugs in.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I haven't ever had to do that.
Yeah.
So Magic Man saying he
You can
still doesn't
do it
get
by
why
memory.
2 watts are so much louder on average than solid state amps. I think it's because the solid state amps lie, really, is what it comes down to. It's just the tradition.
Solid state amps lie. I want
Well,
that.
yeah,
on
the
t-shirt.
wattage just doesn't compare. They just measure it differently so they could sell them.
Yeah, it's like I always just ruled it a 2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah,
Like a
definitely.
50 watt solid state's going to sound like a 25 watt tubing,
Or worse.
or worse. Yeah.
It could be 3 sometimes, depending on the amp.
Yeah. Well, I just remember when I joined the band Smile Harder, and I'll say because Richie's not here, he might be watching a replay. He's not there. I was using a Fender, Mark Taft. I don't know if he's still in the chat or not. He now owns it, the Fender Frontman 212, which is the 212 version of my half stack, the FM 212, but it's an open back, right? And that's the other thing. Solid state, you can get it with closed back. You need it. It doesn't project the same, is what I'm saying, because I had that 212 And we even had it up on a stand to try to get so it's not playing down at our feet. And Richie was across, we were playing in a boathouse, and he's standing across, and we all played in a circle. And he's like, we load up after the second or third practice. And I was already running, I was playing a telly with lots of mids and all that stuff. Oh, see, Mark's here. Yeah, your amp. So Richie looks at me, we're driving home. He looks at me, he's like, I hate to be that guy, but if you're going to be in this band, you need to get a tube amp. Because that thing does not throw. And I went, fair enough. You know, the 412 threw, but it's closed back, right? And it's 100 watts of 4 ohm closed back 412. So it projected. Plus, I was running a full bore metal into it, as opposed to now I'm running a crayon or a soul food, because that's where those come in, Tink, as per our conversation off here.
Yeah, right.
We're going through the Fender 212, right, with a telly. You know, it's sweet. He's like, yeah, that thing does not throw. And then I happen to luck into this thing, which he found on the Kijiji. He literally sends me a link. I'm just getting on the highway heading to his place, and it's like a 60-mile drive from where I worked, which was well east of here. Krenar, what the hell are you doing awake this time of night? What's up, buddy? At 3:42 a.m. He is the Albanian assassin. I'm just saying. So yeah, he sends me a link, or there's a link at the bottom. It just says, "I have found your," in capital letters, amp, and I think you can get a good deal on this because your guy is selling it. And I'm like, what? Okay. So I just see it flash up on the phone, but I'm just getting on the highway, so of course I don't answer it. I get to his place. He's on the phone. So I just walk down to the studio, and I'm opening it up. I'm like, what's this? I'm like, ooh, Fender Blues Deluxe. I'm like, yeah, sweet, you know. And at that time, I think they were selling for about $800-900 new, but I didn't have that budget. And so this was on the old Kijiji for, I think they were asking $500 for it. More than fair, you know. And I look, and the link goes to Ardens music, even though it's used. So I'm like, I immediately message Sean. I'm like, so what's the dealio? And he's like, it was my son's amp. My son's going in the military. This thing hasn't left his bedroom. I'm like, no fucking shit, because it looks showroom stock. It's got the cover, Tolex is or the tweed's perfect. It's like, man, all right. I'm like, well, would you do? I think I offered him $4.25 for it. He's like, yeah, sure, done.
Wow.
You.
Hey.
By the time Richie gets off the phone with his dad, I think he was talking to, it was like 10 minutes goes by. He comes downstairs. He's like, so did you check out that link? I'm like, yep. He's like, so what do you think? I'm like, I already own it. He's like, I knew you would. You got it on payments. So, and that was the other thing. He worked out a payment deal because I'm like, I'll give you, I think I gave him half down. And he's like, all right. So, yeah.
The other weird thing about wattage is bass amps versus guitar amps.
Oh, you want to add a zero, basically.
Right. So, well, I've got an 800 watt solid state, but it sounds like a 350 watt tube. So it's 2 to 1 roughly, but it's freaking loud. Like I can be louder than everybody.
Yeah. And the bass carrier. I have a bass amp. There's my bass amp. Oh, it's propping up the old Boss Pedals. There's my bass amp, the old PV back there. I think she's a whopping 10 watt solid state. Maybe 12.
Shake the box.
Pretty much. But it's got a toggle switch between modern and vintage, don't you know?
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Yeah.
You mean the EQ curve? That's
Exactly.
all it ever is. Even with tube versus solid state, it's just the EQ is different.
Yeah.
One
Hey,
naturally
but it
sounds
does
different.
all it needs to do, which is make sound.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to compete with the drummer with it or anything like that. But if I want to plug in a bass, I can.
Yeah.
I think somebody spoke for that. I think my godfather needs a bass amp. He was asking my dad about that. He's like, just wanted a small little practice bass amp. And my dad's like, you know anybody has one? I'm like, I do. He's like, do you use it? I'm like, no, because I'm kind of punk rock. I actually like playing a bass through a 412. That's my
So,
least. That's
Ben,
the only replacement that
is that
happened.
Strat? Is that something you're working on, or is that new?
No, that I bought that in 1991.
Oh, okay. I don't recognize
That's
that one
like
on the
my
channel very
oldest
much.
existing piece of gear, pretty much. The only thing that predates the Strat, I think, might be my chorus pedal, my Boss CE2.
Huh.
Even that's a coin toss. No, wait. I was in grade 11 when I had the band. I had pedals in the band, so I already had. Yeah, I was playing a Les Paul. Hey, what's up, handsome? J7/8 in that chat.
Hey now.
But yeah, that's my. I guess it's pewter color. It doesn't look like it on there, but it's basically a pewter like Clapton. And one of these days, oh man, I got so many fucking projects.
See you, Randy.
I got a set of lace sensors. I've got a pick guard hanging on the wall. Why don't we put the pickups in the pick guard? Mount, and that's the great thing about Fenders. You can just pull out everything as a harness, essentially. And then we'll make that a full-on Clapton, including because it's got the Sprezel locking tuners, which he added himself that weren't on a signature guitar, but they were on his guitar.
Oh, hey, I didn't see Terry earlier. Hey, Terry. What's going on, man?
I think Randy Crooks is out of here. See you, Randy. Nice. What else have I got? I've got 1, 2. So I've got one Strat conversion that's getting converted into a Relic Super Strat.
You're gonna relic it?
Yeah.
Wow, you're gonna do videos for that too?
Oh yeah, I
Cool.
guess. Sure. Yeah, it was a guitar that was in for a setup. I think it's been sitting in the studio or in the workshop there for months. I don't know. Good thing Absolute Mayhem isn't here. He gave it to me, I think, in the spring to do the project on.
Yes.
But we're converting it to an HSS, adding a Tesi Switch, and then it gets a Relic job because it's already got finish issues. So I just will Relic it. Still working on the Bullet Strat. I just got to grow a set of balls and drill out the holes to mount the neck again. I've doweled it, and I can't bring myself to drill those holes. So we'll grow a pair. And hopefully,
drag chains over it.
Done months ago. What's a Tesi Switch? Kill switch.
I had to look to see if I had the one with the pickguard that has the Tesi Switch, but it's not on there right now.
There you go. Yeah. So we're doing that.
Some roads.
One of these tellies is getting a B bender.
Yeah?
When? I don't know. It's on my list. I got it sitting there. It's a big job, is what I'm saying. Well, it's not. Fortunately, it's a hip shot, so it's all surface mount, but it's a job. It's, geometry, math. Basically, it's what I'm saying, Tank, math.
Thank you.
Right? You got to be in a certain headspace to do the math. And yeah. Nice.
Got a cookie.
Yeah, my son just brought him in because.
Oh, speaking of Tesi and Tesi Switch and other stuff that's available at TesiSwitch.com with the coupon code Canucks, save 15%. There's a bunch of new stuff on there. Enough new stuff that, hey, guess what? We're going to have Rob from Tesi Switch on next Sunday to talk about it. Assuming he gets back from his gig on time.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. Jay's asking, is that a special cookie?
No, I already had those. These are the munchies after the special cookies.
Right.
Oh, Jay wasn't here when I said that earlier.
Right. Scott Brockaway says, what do you think of Jay Leonard J spinning the control plate around on your telly? Yeah, Richie did that on his telly. I know a lot of guys that do that. Mainly they do it because they hit the switch. They have an issue hitting the switch, but I don't. So I've never bothered doing it. It's a bit of a hassle because Fender It gives you just enough wire to wire it as is. But I like J. Leonard J, fellow Canuck. He's been on the channel. He's busy. He's a very busy guy. I agree, Jay.
It's Sunday night. What else are you gonna do?
I have 2 bags of Chips Ahoy Chewy upstairs if I want. Not 1, but 2. Because I buy them by the pair, just in case.
I want cookies so often now. I just get the tub and the pre-made batter and just throw it in the pan. 10 minutes later, you got cookies.
Warm cookies, too.
Yep.
It's like warm donuts. Don't knock it till you tried it.
Oh, no, that's great. So, what guitar are you playing there?
This is someone else asked about it. That's how it ended up in my lap. This is PRS Tremonti right now.
Nice. I know someone that's trying to sell one.
Right on.
But yeah,
that's Hank's
cool.
the resident metalhead on this channel, it seems.
I've been playing like requests coming up on the chat.
Well, I heard Alice in Chains a little while ago.
I will say, Michael B, you've been around the channel since basically day one.
Yeah, we were on In the Blues before either of us
Slayer
did
in the background to be the only way Slayer has ever played on this channel.
Yeah. Not that it's not requested every week, because it is.
Always, it gets requested. Yeah. But,
yeah.
No, you played Alice in Chains a little bit ago. I heard it.
I was playing Alice in Chains earlier. AC/DC. Whatever came to mind. Danzig. That was one that I was playing earlier.
Oh, cool.
You could play Danzig in a pedal demo once.
So
Yeah,
I have a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dick.
No, that was it. I was just agreeing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have a hole in my pedal board.
And I think I did Twist a Cane. Sounds like
that's a
Twist
good
a
one.
Cane. I'm like, yep. I just played badly because I never bothered to learn it. But I'm like, yeah, it kind of sounds like it. Fuck it, we'll use it for a demo because that's the kind of person I am.
You guys got to suggest what I can get for a fuzz. So a person that has never had fuzz.
Oh, okay.
Because I play it, I think it sounds like shit. Other people play it, go, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, okay. Now this is from, let's be honest. Again, you've been around since day one, Michael. You know how I feel about fuzz, but there's some I like. First of all, what kind of guitar do you play when you want to play with a fuzz?
I heard somebody say earlier humbuckers.
Okay. Well, when I do humbucker,
I've only got one
I
with
lean
that.
more towards a big muff. As opposed to single coil, I find is more for a fuzz face.
Okay. What about the octave ones?
I have no use for an octave up in a fuzz. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I faint, but I have zero use for it. The shit I play, it sounds shittier when I use an octave up. Octave down, yes. Octave up, no.
Huh. Does Lawrence have any fuzzes?
He has one coming out this coming Thursday.
Wow. Weird. I should mention that.
Yeah. The Soleil. Which I'm guessing there's a few left.
I have it in my watch list to watch that video.
Yeah. The beginning of my demo, you can hear me acoustically as well as playing through the amp. But interestingly enough, there's a very heartfelt comment that someone actually preferred my demo over RJ's.
Oh, man. Wow. That's great.
No shit. I went, what? And, but he said, because you play more like me. I'm like,
okay. Well, we have no idea whether that was a good comment or not.
No, I've seen him play, and because I went more. What was it? I was playing like hell with Stone. I had a Stone song stuck in my head. Jumpin' Jack Flash. I'm playing fucking Jumpin' Jack Flash in a Fuzz video. A lot.
Huh.
Hey,
well, now I really have to watch it.
Somebody mentioned the Blue Box by MXR.
Okay.
Just no. Just no.
No. Why? What's the
No.
matter with it?
It's just noise.
Oh, okay. I hate it.
You could do a complete scale, and all I'm going to hear is what? Are you playing different notes or just palm muting? I don't know. Also, interesting fun fact: you get a fuzz face style pedal, they react completely different into a Fender amp. That's where you'll get that spitty bzzz sound. But what I did was, and then I tried it through into the 87. So gave it a Marshall preamp to hit it. Totally tames it. Totally different. Completely different pedal.
I think I saw an RJ video with a single coil.
He says you got to dial it in though. I don't know. I remember Richie had one and it just sounded like noise to me. I didn't understand it. And it's weird. I think it's an octafuzz and some weird thing where the fuzz is just all the way on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, when you get a level on that, not I mean like volume level, but like the intensity one, the knob for intensity, does it just beef it up or is it a mix? Because I would imagine a mix wouldn't work, like clean and fuzz.
No,
it's
gotta
probably
be
just
full
how
on.
much distortion.
Yeah, and then I always like something with a bias control because that's basically like feeding it voltage. Like bias all the way up is like a brand new battery, and you can just kill it off. And that it gets spinnier as you decrease the bias.
Huh. That's cool.
Also, I see some votes for Big Muffs. Definitely, if you're going humbucker, I'd say Big Muff, Big Muff. Bass muff.
I was gonna say I might actually buy a bass pedal.
Thing. A lot of guys like bass muffs.
Yeah.
I personally like a big muff circuit with an added mid control, or I think it's an added whatever the TL pedals one is that I have. I think that's what because that was the one problem with muffs. They're so scooped. I couldn't get a tone I wanted. Then TL did an added mid control, and it just changed it completely for me because then I could dial in some mids, and I made it very usable, and that thing I love. Which I don't know if TL Pedals Stinger Fuzz, if he's still making them or not. That I highly recommend that one, Michael. Highly recommend.
Say that one again.
TL Pedals,
okay,
which is Canadian.
Yep.
Actually, they're like closer to you than he is to me because he's like in New Brunswick. So, the Stinger Fuzz.
Okay, I'll write that down. But the bass pedal's intriguing, especially if it works for guitar too. Because I like pedals that work for both.
Speaking of Boss pedals, Scott Brockway, did you know that Tink got a pretty badass Boss pedal? See how I did that? The smoker I get,
really cool.
the better I am.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you got one of those dyno drives.
I did right before they went up in price.
Speaking of which, I'm going to have several of my Boss pedals available for sale soon.
Now, what do you guys think about the switches on the Boss versus the others, like a regular switch?
I don't think I've had one fail.
I know. I just find that it's easier to hit it without screwing up.
Way
so
easier.
Big.
It is way easier, but in a way, it's easier to hit too as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that happens. My chorus will end up on, and I don't remember turning it on. That's probably why.
Yeah. Other than that, I've never had. I don't think I've had a failure. Like I'm sure it's happened where the switches have failed. I've never had a problem with it.
Thanks, Brad. I wrote that down.
They do get louder with age because the more you stomp on it, the more that thumb screw just wears through the rubber grommet until it's gone, and then it's just smack. Then you're hitting that threaded rod right off the metal. But that's around the same time you get it all relicked and it's starting to get into a crackle finish, anyways. I think I like
Boss Katana is pretty cool. I've had that. The 100-watt Boss Katana is really cool.
I tried them.
The 50 sucks, but the 100 is great.
I just can't get into all that virtual stuff. I try.
I got some good tones out of it.
Like, that's why my interface has been sitting on my damn desk here for a year in a box. All I have to do is plug it in. But I don't.
Yeah, my friend's got a bunch of teenagers that are learning guitar, and I gave it to them for nothing.
I've yet to use that looper Michael sent me. It's sitting there.
Well, I
think
figured
about
you
it
could
from
either
time to
sell it,
time.
demo it, and sell it, or whatever.
I keep thinking about it, but
Because you'll see on mine, I got the RC 500, so I didn't
Right.
need that one anymore.
I just remember when Sam unboxed it because she's like looks at the box and looks at the box. This is not that. I'm like, yep, you're right. You're smart. Nice. 50 people watching, 76 thumbs ups. Very cool.
But Ben, don't tell anybody I gave you anything, and usually the shit hits the fan whenever I give somebody on YouTube something.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand. I watch YouTube. I don't watch TV. So
Yeah, bitterness. That's Dana, New Jersey had a Boss switch fail. Easy to install a new one. Thought so. I think it just slips in there and then it's wires with a clip or something. Yeah. No soldering and burnt fingers required, is what I'm saying.
So Scott Brockway saying the Keeley stuff seems designed for Strats and Tellys. The that pedal, that compressor, there's a switch, so he voiced it for humbuckers or singles.
And it doesn't really sound good when you do the opposite. Like you try humbuckers to
Yeah.
the single and singles to the humbucker. It sounds okay, but it doesn't sound as good. It truly is one of those switches you should just. There's a reason he labeled it the way he did, and you should.
Yep. Well, I have it set pretty light too, which actually he recommends. Like he doesn't even like to hear it. He's like, it has to be there doing something.
Well, yeah, it depends on if you're using it as an effect or as a tool.
Right. I'm just saying that's what Robert's preference is.
Yeah.
It's his
Yeah,
preference.
because if you crank up the squishiness because you're going for that Nashville compress the absolute shit out of your telly tone, then you got to crank it up. Or you can use it subtly, and you wouldn't even know it's there.
Or if you have two, then you get a choice.
Then, yeah, or both. Really, just compress the fuck out of it.
But it's good for bass because then I can hit the bass as hard as I want. It doesn't.
I'm just
blast
waiting for the
everybody.
board where you put like 2 compressors and then an expander right after it. Yeah, you compress it down, then expand it again. Why? Why?
Just to hear
Like
the noise.
Bricker's just pulling his
get
hair
louder.
out, looking at your pedal board.
So the compressor makes the noise louder, and then the expander makes the louder noise louder. That's probably what happens.
Scott Brockway prefers the Maxon Ibanez pedals, the Japanese ones. Sure. Benjamin Payne's headed to the paint shop in an hour. Enjoy. Shooting paint and popping fumes. You have to solder the switch on a Boss, but no big deal. All right, so there is the possibility of burnt fingers. All right, fair enough. Pretty sure I burnt my fingers in the last soldering job I did, and I don't know what it was, so I must have blocked it out from my memory. The new Teisco one. Hey, Orion Quest. New Teisco what? Guitars, pedals, amps? What are we talking here? I remember last time I was at NAMM when I saw the Teisco booth, I'm like, what in the actual fuck? Really? Like, how much do you have to sell a Teisco for to warrant a good sized booth at NAMM? I shouldn't say good, decent sized booth. Yeah. Hobo
So
Roadie's
Scott
here.
Breakaway likes the Catalan bread pedals.
They're
He's
nice.
bought or tried.
What have I tried from them? I have their tremolo. I forget, semispherical something or other. What the hell is it? It's around here somewhere. Obviously no longer on the board. Although the board currently has 5 pedals, including the tuner on my board. My board is currently gutted. So expect a pedalboard rebuild video, a new pedalboard build. I need another 2 pedal boards is what I'm saying, Michael B, because I want to build like I want my go-to board, aka my gig board, essentially, even though I'm not gigging. But hey, if the phone rings and I pick it up, I also want to I really want to build a noise rock board, which is going to have multiple fuzzes, modulation. Yeah, basically your J Massis type board is what I'm thinking. So
Play it with an offset?
No, I don't own an offset.
No?
Plus, I like guitars that play and stay in tune.
Oh. I don't like neck dive.
That's the same reason I don't play an SG.
Yeah, me too.
Now, we know there is the unicorn SGs that don't headstock dive. I have played 1 or 2, but I played a lot that don't or do.
I hate neck dive.
Hate it. Yeah, I don't want to be holding it up. See, especially, I learned on my 72 Les Paul that had severe tail dive. It was the opposite. Like, you actually had to hold down the neck, is what I'm saying. Yeah, what the fuckers? They're as much hide glue as they were wood, right? Because they're those pancake bodies, the Norland era.
Yeah.
And I think that sucker was heavy. That's why I got a Strat. I was hunched over. I was like, I think I was damn near 6 feet tall, about 118 pounds, and trying to play Les Paul. And I'm like, oh dear Lord, can I just sit and play? Steve Ray sits and plays. Can I do that? You're not coked out like Steve Ray. Damn it, you're right. So, yeah. See, it's a good night when I go on those rants. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I'm here, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you bring it out of me, Michael B.
No, yeah, but if you had a too light headstock, you put one of those Fender fat fingers on the end, you get even extra resonance. It's a metal thing and it sticks on. You just clamp it, and you can get rid of dead spots on basses and the odd guitar that has one.
Symmetry says leather strap and no shirt, no worries, a neck dive. Yeah, but it pulls. It pulls.
Ow.
Still remember the time I played an hour and a half shirtless out in the sun one day. That was dumb. Standing up.
Do you have a strap tan?
I did. I had a perfect strap tan.
That's awesome.
Thank God Instagram.
See, that's
did.
worth the picture with the social medias.
Yeah,
It's worth it just for the picture.
thank God it was long ago enough that there wasn't really the socials. I think there was the Book of Faces, but there wasn't really the Instagram. Well, there was Instagram, but you had to be out eating. It was all food. It was still food at that point.
The pedals I will not buy anymore. TC Electronics. They're so delicate. I left one on for a few hours and it fried.
I just realized after Tink's been noodling for like an hour and a half, I'm like, damn, I hope I don't get copywritten tonight. Because these sound good.
Yeah, his playing's good. You're going to get a copyright.
it literally, I just like, you could probably rewind it, folks. Watch about 45 seconds. You'll see me all of a sudden. Wait, like we were with Aaron loves my internal arguments. That one I did in my head. I kept that one in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. Do you think? I'm like, oh, it's possible. Should we say something?
Oh my God, that would be the worst.
Yeah, see, Michael Krause, they're great pedals, but they're just too wimpy for me. They die for no reason.
And Magic Man's asking where my sister is. We have a ill Sam. She's been sick for a few days. It's not the COVID. They got tested today, but she's sick. So Amanda's taking care of her. He's sick. Sam. They may be lurking. I'm gonna say.
Right on.
Feel better, Amanda.
Well, that's tough to hear about the TC pedals because I've been starting to explore them a little bit. I'll have to.
They're
keep my eye on them.
fantastic. But they just didn't hold up.
Well, there we go.
All I did was leave it
go
on.
over. We got I'm looking to explore them. They're fantastic. I'm like, no.
No, I liked what they were trying to do. It was pretty cool.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. There wasn't many that I really dug, but there's a few. Like, granted, there's two. I have to say, they're delaying the reverb, whatever those two were. those became industry standards. You know, they were on a lot of boards, a lot of pro boards, as well as everyday player boards. The tone print thing, great concept, I thought, especially with you take your phone, just hold up your pickup and just the digitals just go right.
Yeah.
With, I don't know, through Bluetooth? I don't know.
Bluetooth usually, yeah.
No, but it sounds, because it sounds like you're hitting a dial-up modem. It goes beep, 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 beep. And then your pedals like flashes a couple times like, I got you, boss. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but they talk.
Oh, that's a decoder. Or audio.
You're thinking, but I'm not digital. And it's like, yeah, you are. So that's cool. And
the Diddle Looper was the one that died. All I did was keep it on. After playing all night and you kind of not in the best mental state to remember things. So you leave the pedal board on, you wake up the next day, and all the other pedals are on, but those are dead. 2 TC Electronics pedals.
Huh.
One was the Ditto.
Richie had a button wear out on Ditto, but he's hard on pedals, so I allow it. Yeah, the Flashback and the Hall of Fame Reverb, both. I owned a Mojo, did not like it, really. I tried to like it. It was on my practice board for a while because I was trying to like it. Because I had a small pedal board just for rehearsals, because that way I can keep my pedal board around for me to play with. So I basically just kept a rig at Richie's house, minus amp, because we went through headphones, so we used virtual amps. And had a pedal board there, which it was like, there are several poorer versions of like whatever my main board was. I would have the cheaper knockoff version on the practice board. So that was interesting. But yeah, it worked. Except for a tuner. I forget what I did for a tuner.
Scott just said he loves his Peterson Strobo Stomp. I have one of those too. They're awesome.
I have to watch it with tuners. I can't have one too accurate. Otherwise, I can't tune. Because my tuners,
they're really easy to use,
are so crappy that it's just a frustration.
Yeah, they seem really easy to dial in with this Strobo Stomp.
I got an Outlaw Effects. I like it, and it's not their new one. I don't even think they make this one anymore, but I really liked it because the whole screen reverses color once you nail it. So I could hit it and be away from my pedal board on stage, and as soon as I hit it, I can see, okay, type thing, and walk over to, or whatever, which was great for that. You didn't even have to be near it necessarily, because it literally goes, from a blue screen to a bright yellow screen, or green. I don't know. I'm colorblind, but it goes from dark to light is what I'm saying.
Robot Master.
The other day it messed up on me, and it could be because it's literally been on. I leave my pedal board on all the time. So literally that tuner has been on for years at this point. Hey, Quentin, aka Pops. You see a lot of Boss tuners on pedal boards. I've never really tried one. I'd be curious. You know what I'm trying to think. What was it? 2019 was the year of phaser on this channel. Michael will remember that because I think I went through half a dozen phasers. 2020, I kind of took off, and then this has been the year of the chorus. Mm-hmm. I think next year, I want it to be the year of the flanger.
Oh.
Because I've had a few, but the whole thing is I want to end up with an electric mistress. And not the Nano. I owned a Nano one once, and they sucked balls because it didn't have all the options. I want a mistress. I want an EVH MXR flanger. I want one of those. I really dig those.
Isn't that basically what I have without the paint?
Yeah.
That orange one. Isn't it the same thing? Just doesn't have the paint.
I think so. No, that's the phaser.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm talking the flanger.
Okay, sorry about that.
Who else is flanger? The Ibanez Jet Flanger, like the Paul Gilbert one. I see them come up time to time, but they doubled in price in the last year, bastards. I had a chance to buy one for $75, and I missed out. Now they're like 200 Canadian. But flangers on that. And funny enough, the flanger that's been on my board for years is the Joyo classic flanger.
Oh,
It's got a flange tone I like. Oh, and I got a Boss flanger too. And I'm not as happy with it, but it did one thing and it does it well because I could do an all-encompassing wah without it being too jet washy. And I used it for one part in one song in one band, which was literally like a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 as a pre-chorus. Because we did "Hand That Feeds" by 9 Inch Nails, and right before when you go to the 3rd fret and then open, so it's like an F to a D. I'd throw the flange on just to wash out, and the bandmates are like, "Whoa, that was cool." I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." And the first time I did it live, because the Boss flanger is pretty all-encompassing, especially post-gain, post-MXR full-bore metal. So it's just, I'm like, yeah, that made everyone's head in the bar turn the first time. And that song's already, if people are paying attention, because if you get the beat right, all the women are dancing, and the place is just rocking.
Nice.
The Thorpe Camouflage, yes, that's another very cool one, John Shane.
So Ben, maybe not a year after that, but the year after that,
yes.
Maybe you'll be into Univibe. Something will happen in your brain.
I've been really I've just been circling that trailer park for a while now. I'm afraid to turn in. No.
It's
like
always
Fuzz
been
pedals.
my favorite.
It's like Fuzz pedals. Let's be honest. The Fuzz world is absolutely huge, and I dipped my toe in a little bit here and there, and I've just found a couple of them. Like, nope, that'll work. Thank you very much. Moving on. No need to. Yeah. Hey, later Outback Tone Shack. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. But I got to figure out the right flanger to work with Fuzz and stuff. Like, I'm gonna have to watch like the Jane Mascis rig rundown again. Just to figure what he's using, because I really like the way he uses flange, which is just jetty as a sound effect for accenting here and there.
Yeah.
We're not going for 70s AM radio pop flange. We're not looking for that.
Yeah. I like flange on light, usually. There's a couple songs I wrote that have it in it, so I should have one, but I don't currently.
Yeah, I like it as an effect. Literally, an accent. Like somebody would use a wah, let's say. Well, I'll use a flange. I should get around to shooting the demo on that MXR stereo chorus at some point. I've owned it for going on a year and a half, 2 years at this point. I got it January of 2020.
Huh.
We shall see.
Well, you're late for a video.
Well, a little bit. The B-52's been acting up, so I got to figure out a stereo rig that isn't noisy. That's the problem. It's been...
Oh, yeah.
Well, hell, that amp started hissing at me the other day, and I'm thinking, oh, man. I worked
plug it into that interface that you don't use.
Yeah, but no, and that was one of the things the guy commented was, hey, you use real amps in your videos. I'm like, I know, I do. And I want to keep it that way. But I got to retube that. That thing I've realized has well over 600 hours on those tubes.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking it might be due for a tube swap.
Well, don't throw the ones away that are in there.
No, because they work. They don't work well because that's like throwing out a working light bulb, in my opinion.
Yeah. And if you hate it, you want to put them back.
Exactly. But I want to... Well, and let's be honest, I only use the amp on the clean channel, so I want to replace the power tubes and then just the first preamp tube because that's the only one I'm using on the clean channel generally. That's where I wish Lawrence was still in the chat. He knows that stuff. Tom probably knows too. Amp people, am I right? It's just the first preamp tube for the clean.
Yeah, but they let you know when they're not going to work. They start flaking out.
Yeah. Hey, AQ Music. Well, that was the thing. I turned it on, and it just had a very loud squealing noise, even with all the volumes dropped all the way on the amp.
Huh.
And I went, that's not good. And then cleaned up after 5 minutes. I shot a demo. Hope for the best.
Oh, see, now I hear Metallica.
A little bit.
So
Gotta
it's in the
watch
chat,
those
too.
guys. This isn't Napster.
So, Tink, where are you from?
I am from and living currently in State College, Pennsylvania, right in the middle.
Nice.
That's a big middle. That's a big state.
It's a big middle.
God damn.
How about you?
I'm
How about
north
you,
of
Michael?
Boston.
Where are you from?
North of Boston, right near New Hampshire.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Lately, our town has been torn upside down because we had like 3 home games in a row with Penn State University, and it like triples the size of this town.
Oh,
So like and we've had a ton of rain, so it's funny because all the RVs show up. So
yeah.
Okay.
But fast food and gas stations must love that.
oh yeah, they dig it.
So
But it is
apparently
kind of a party town, and some people are really into it. So it's always easy to find a party or something.
Yeah. I don't know what Ben Tom's saying. I must have too many brownies.
There's never too many brownies.
From Mars.
First preamp tube for first channel.
Yeah, really, because that's what I said. The first preamp tube is generally for the first channel. aka the clean channel.
Yeah. All right, sorry. I'm just a little slow tonight.
What's up, Jamal?
Oh,
Hey, cool.
Okay, you see Jamal in the
I haven't
chat.
seen Jamal in a while.
I see him periodically here, there, and there, and there. Yep. Can't remember where last.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like a
Ben-
Pete Thorne stream or something. You'd see it in the chat.
Speaking
he
of
was
which,
on the end of, he was on the In the Blues when we were on, Ben.
yep. That was a wild hang.
He flashed his, plumber's crack. That was the big joke the whole night.
Yep.
He was at work at the airport.
I was gonna say I vacationed in Pennsylvania once, but I've driven through Pennsylvania quite a few times, and it takes a while to drive to
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it feels long.
I haven't had to do the east-west, but I've done the north-south, and that's like what 4+ hours.
Yeah, this year we drove 27 hours to get a dog from a friend of mine. It's a breeder. So
That's
we met him
a
in North Carolina, drove all the way down, drove back same night. Not a lot of Pennsylvania on that drive, though.
I forget where we ended up. Yeah, we went down all through Amish country on vacation one year. Lancaster, Reading.
That's it.
Yeah.
Buggy Town. All
Pretty
the
much,
pilgrims
yeah.
are there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some town there named Reresburg. We're like, how are you supposed to pronounce that? Reresburg. Like it's got 3 H's and 4 R's.
I remember
And a
we also
bird
went
at
down
the
there
end.
because there was a bunch of wholesale liquidators for whatever reason in a town. I forget. It was in Pennsylvania. We would go because Dad would go down there quite a bit and just buy up like liquidated stock to sell at his hobby shop. Like he'd rent a car, basically drive down to Pennsylvania, remove all the interior, just load like model train sets and model kits into every crevice of a rental car. And then plus the trunk, plus the back seat, plus the seat next to it, and then drive back late at night. And they kind of let you through back in the day. Nice. Well, we're going to go for a little while longer because why not? It's been a while.
Yeah, I got about 20 more minutes I can do.
Right on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I got to get up for overtime tomorrow at 4:30.
I'm surprised you're still here, Tank.
It's fun though. I love hanging with you guys. I think if I just said I gotta go, what I end up doing is just watching the show.
I've done that, man. Gotcha.
An Amish carpenter in Lancaster.
Yep, been there. Been there, yeah.
Oh yeah, I had my shed made by the Amish.
Maybe it was Scranton where there's a bunch of factory outlets or wholesale liquidators. I can't remember what it was. But it was I remember going there as a kid on one trip and being into action figures, and there'd just be cardboard boxes of loose action figures like out of the package. And it's just like, with a sign, 10 cents a piece. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, that is awesome. You could like fill your bedroom for $10, you know, type thing.
Robot Master Switch. I'm not going to repeat what you said, but it's funny. It's not that bad.
Oh, Magic Man. Thanks, man. I like hanging out with you guys too.
I can't remember where Magic Man's out of. You see Magic Man around. All the usual haunts.
Isn't he from Seattle, where the heart's from? Or so I always assumed.
Then again, I'm not exactly sober at this point in the evening. Or really many earlier points in the evening. But
Well, you're doing it right, Ben.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it comes down to.
That's why, you know, we have people like Aaron with the good memories, or Tom and stuff, and Terry that remind me, you know, like, hey, you ever heard of this guy? No. Oh, you had him on 3 months ago. Oh, right. Yeah. Great guy.
Sacramento.
Well, it's like, I think, what was it? Somebody had asked.
Sacramento, California.
Level Midnight
Yeah.
asked a few weeks ago. It was like, you know, do you do community hangs? And I was like, yeah, we do it. And Terry had said, oh, it's been a while. And then I looked back and I looked and it just said community hang on the thumbnail. I was like, yeah, apparently we had one 6 weeks ago or something, or whatever it was. He's like, who was on it? I'm like, no clue. Like, I assume we had a good time.
So, Ben, here's a question for you. I think you won't have to search in your memory. The thumbnail for the stream,
Yes.
is that a show? Is that from a show? I forget what I was looking at. One, it looked like it was. It was a live shot of you.
Yes.
Is there a story behind it, or just a really cool picture?
No, that was opening for one of two bands. You can tell because there's actually like pro lighting. That's how you know, and play a decent stage. So that would have either been opening for Anvil or opening for the Killer Dwarfs.
Oh, okay.
One or the
Nice.
other. Yeah, I was figuring, you know, like Pete Thorne does that every once in a while. This is true, House of Twang. This is true. Short-term memory loss has its benefits. What happened? I don't know. I just know I had a good time.
No, because sometimes even if the gig is kind of blah, you get a good picture. It's like that. It's a success,
But yeah, there was like
or a good video, or
multiple
something.
people. Yeah, because there was like one guy that, because it was one of those, you know, you sell a bunch of tickets to pay yourself
Yeah.
situation. And both times we sold well because fortunately we have a local group of people. Usually there was like a dozen people that would buy a ticket, not even necessarily go to the event, just to support you.
Yep.
Which was nice. And, you know, we sold merch, so that helped offset it. Because I think that's what we did. We took some merch money and just bought the tickets with that.
Yeah.
So we weren't really out of pocket per se. But yeah, we sold a bunch of tickets, which usually ended up putting us in like direct support of the headlining act.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I remember, I think at that one, that was my camera that took the photo, possibly, but I think, it was a buddy of mine was there who was a photographer who didn't have his camera with him. because he was just there to check out the show. And so I think he rode down with my bass player actually. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm like, fill your boots. And he's like, ding, 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 because with low lighting, you just basically got to shoot just rapid fire, and then you just got to pick the best one.
Yeah.
That's what I found, because I used to shoot a lot of, when I did sound at shows, like once you got the level set, then I'd walk to the front of the stage and start snapping photos before you all got greasy and sweaty and nasty looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, some of
remember-
those photos are cool too. So start of the set, end of the set.
Everybody does it. I remember Phil Collins in the Wembley Stadium in '86 and watching the video on YouTube. But the first thing he does, he takes a picture of the crowd because he's never going to be in front of that.
Yeah,
again.
I never did that, probably because I never played in front of that big of a crowd. Like played in front of some decent sized crowds, but I think one of the biggest crowds I played for was my first gig ever, because it was a benefit show. It started out as the band that I played with was the host, like organizing the show, but I wasn't in the band when the idea started to do this benefit. I was the sound production team guy, what have you. That was good. So it was a partnership, but over the course of the meetings, started bonding with the singer, and he's like, so what does my band need? I'm like, you need another guitar player. Because when the guitar player would take a lead, then you hear just bass and drums. Like, you need another guitar player. Fill out the sound. You need something. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's like, yeah. And he's like, we've had him before. They come and go. I'm like, so I went out and jammed with him one night. And actually, I jammed with him prior to that at like an open mic thing. Just sat in with them, played some acoustic stuff, and then came out. We did an electric practice. Hey, Steve. And at the end of the thing, I'm like, so should I just leave my amp here? And they're like, ooh, bold statement. And so I ended up joining the band, and because we tied in with a local charity for the local rock station.
Yeah.
And the afternoon drive time DJ, dude, I swear, every time I turned on the radio, he was talking about the show. Like just blast, 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 blast. And I'm like, I don't know if is it just coincidence that every day that I happen to tune in was that time of day he mentioned it? Who's to say?
Oh, that's so cool though. Now you have that memory.
Yeah, well, and it gets better. So I was just like, I messaged him through the Facebook. Thank you very much, Lawrence. And so I was like, dude, thanks. He goes like, do you know what this is worth? Like, you figure a shout out is worth, let's say, $50. And he's doing it several times a day, every day. But because they were tied in with it, because it was kids, like raising money for winter coats for kids.
Yeah.
A nice charity. Christmassy thing. And we did the event for a few years. But that first one, he really plugged it to the point where even like the program director's like, shut the fuck up. Like, these guys aren't paying us, blah, blah, blah. So what he did was also said, okay, well, I got an idea. How about after the show, I'll come on and present the money.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm like, all right, rock on. I'm going to get the fucking radio.
Yeah.
He's like, got any music? I'm like, sure do. He's like, and so we end up playing a song as well. I wasn't even on the album because we hadn't recorded the album I was on yet. But who cares? There's our song on the radio. But the thing was, he had promoted it to the point where we were close to 3 times capacity in the venue, because the venue is only supposed to hold like 125 people.
Cool.
Because it's just a big pool hall. But literally between every pool table was just people, around a dozen pool tables, and we're at the one end. And it was great because Smile Harder, I think, opened the night, which was Richie's band.
Yeah.
That I later joined, but that was previous before they had broken up. So they had
you had a cool picture on Facebook last week from that.
Yeah, and that was during the reformation when I was with them. So that was cool. And because I met Richie through Corey, the singer of that band, because she and I used to work together, which got me into doing sound. So it was kind of all come full circle, and everybody came out to the show. Fire department's right across the street. They're like, we don't give a fuck. We're right here if anything happens. Like, like it's charity. Like everybody was being really cool about it. We were playing really loud because we could, you know, and like the whole city's just like, we don't care. Wasn't as good that any year after, but all of a sudden I had joined the band over the course of the 2 months of promoting this event.
Yeah.
Practiced with them for like 5 weeks plus, and we're headlining, so I got to play at least 45. So I had to learn. I think I learned like 9 songs, more maybe. But it got to like we were rehearsing 2-3 times a week for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And they were already dialed in, so it was just getting me up to speed. And I was just playing rhythm anyway, so not that that's unimportant role, but
no.
You know, once I learned the riffs, it was just memory at that point. And I was nervous as fuck because I looked down and I'm like, there's 300 fucking people here. And I've been doing sound for bands for a couple of years at that point. I've never seen a fucking crowd like this other than a pro show in the area. So I'm like, holy crap. And yeah, it was weird because I just remember we played the first song, which was our single off the current album. And when we finished, I actually heard the, you know, I was like, holy fuck, this is cool. I am so glad I joined the band. You know?
Yeah.
Then after that, it was just, oh yeah.
It's funny how, you know, you catch things like that. Because we got interviewed on a Sunday night rock show, you know, where they interview local bands. And this is in the 90s. And we won a contest just to get to that. But that day, where I was driving down the road, and in regular rotation, they put our song in an original. Oh, so I literally like turned the car on, and I was there. It never happened again. As far as I know, they didn't play it ever again. But I happened to catch it.
We were lucky after the first year. They did play our song, because I remember after it ended, I knew because we were on at 4:20 in the afternoon. We went until 4:25. 4:25 is the weather until 4:30, and then they do a live events thing. So we rushed down out of the radio studio, rushed down to the car because at 4:30 he was going to play our song, which he got crap for because it wasn't SOCAN rated, it wasn't the format, because we sound like Godsmack, and it's a classic rock station. So
yeah,
it's okay, but not okay, you know. And we're just like, this is awesome. But then the next year we did the event, I was the only person that was able to go on the studio into the radio station to present the money. And because like I knew this DJ, like literally I'd known him since the 80s when I was a little kid, because he's been a local fixture. He's the Johnny Fever of this area type thing, except he never left. So he's just a fixture. And he's known my family, you know, like say, since I was a kid. And so we go in and I'm like, yeah, so we'll do our thing, blah, blah, blah. And we did have the album that I was on by that time. So we were okay to play a song. And then I was like, yeah, and then you're on with Josh Williams doing the weather. He's like, yeah, I am. He's like, I'm like, yeah, I totally dig that. I love that segment. You're back and forth. He goes, you want to stick around for it? I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I want to stick around and do the weather with Josh Williams.
That's great.
Yeah.
My cousin heard it too, the same time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's like telling his friends, that's my cousin. And they're like, fuck you. Like they didn't believe him.
That's Massachusetts.
But Robot Master Switch, that's why I'm here. Robot Master Switch. I'm here to console Ben, to talk him down.
Yep.
Give him crackers and orange juice.
Yep. Yeah, so good times on the radio with a local personality. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that interviewed us, his name was Harvey Warfield.
There was
I
the time
doubt that was his real name.
You ever played a festival and you're supposed to go on at a certain time, and then another band that was running late all of a sudden shows up and literally blasts past you and loads their gear on stage and pushes you back by another set?
No, but we've been pushed back before that. You know,
well,
like,
apparently
you think
the
you're going on
payback-
at 9, but you're going on at 8.
Apparently the payback is when the promoter comes up to try to calm you down and he's got the bottle of vodka in his hand that you take out of his hand, and then you and your bandmates start passing around and drink the entire bottle during the conversation. And all of a sudden I'm like, whew, I'm feeling a little rough. Like, we got to play in a few minutes here, right? I was like, Mark, we only split a Mickey 3 ways. And they said a Mickey, that was a 40. Oh.
No,
Oh.
but getting pushed forward is fine. You want to play a little bit later when people actually show up.
No.
It's when you get pushed back, that's what sucks because then nobody's there yet.
No, because then I messed up the math because I was one of those guys. If I have to drive home in 5 hours, I have to stop drinking in an hour and a half.
I suppose we used to pay them back though because our crowd would leave. So even if we played early, we told them like, "Hey, there's a lot of people here."
Right.
Like, nope, you're playing at 8 o'clock sharp.
Jamal's asking, how's the music scene now here? I'm seeing singles and duos playing. Oh, wait, no. We do have Empire Theater had, who the fuck? Blue Rodeo was playing. They're big. I think, I don't know. They were big. They were big in the US too for a period of time. But yeah, they were playing the Empire, and that's like a 600-seater. I don't know if they were doing any kind of just half the seats are roped off. Because I don't know. I stopped at the truck stop the other day, and they had like every other urinal still roped off. So I don't know what's going on. I've got friends that are doing duo wax, but they're playing like on patios and stuff like that still. So you got that kind of quasi normality. But until I'm hearing about band. Oh, wait, that's true. Sleazer. They're playing. Where are they playing? At a bar in Kingston next month. November. So, assuming everything stays on the course of openness, we'll say, I guess. Yeah, because I know Dan and Matt are playing. Yeah, November. Somewhere. Kingston.
I'm going on my
they always
first
play Kingston.
big
That band
show
always
back.
plays in Kingston. They never play around here as much. They always play Kingston.
Yeah.
Probably more people. See, guess.
The local bands around here are playing out a lot. I don't know if they're getting crowds, but every band I know is playing out now.
I prefer to play private events anyways.
Yeah.
That's where I was laughing and loving. One of the reasons I love him so much, Lou Barlow, fellow Mask guy.
Mm.
So I was looking at he's doing a solo acoustic tour.
Okay.
So 9/28, Ithaca, New York, at the 6 Mile Creek Vineyard. He's playing the next night in Rochester at the Bug Jar. The next night he's playing Buffalo, a backyard. Then he plays the Beachland Ballroom, Dragon Saddle Festival, then a backyard, then a secret location, then a backyard, then the Cola Town Bike Collective, then a backyard, a backyard, a backyard, a backyard. I'm like, that is epic. This is a guy that was playing for Dinosaur Jr. in the 80s and still plays with Dinosaur Jr. and Sebadoh. And he's going out solo acoustic, just him and his acoustic playing people's backyards. I think Aaron was telling me he played like his drummer's backyard or his drummer's brother's backyard or something like that a couple years ago. I was like, that's why I love Lou.
I love Aaron's music.
Aaron makes beautiful music.
But yeah, no, if I was going to go to the vineyard, that would be like a 2.5 hour drive and in a boat ride. That's not going to happen.
No. Well, depending on the time of year, you can see Lou play in your backyard. He's like, yeah, I'll come over. I'll play some stuff. I'm just over in Amherst.
Amherst is close, actually. That's much closer. That's like 45 minutes.
That's where he and Jay grew up.
Yeah, there's people here from there, you know.
That's true, Jamal. Texas has been pretty much wide open. I don't think they ever closed. They just kind of slowed down.
Yeah, my friend just came home from Georgia. He was deployed for a year there. And he said it's like nothing completely open, and it has been that like nothing exists. Eric Clapton played in New Orleans, apparently.
Yeah, Clapton just played in New Orleans. Yeah, somebody was asking, I was in Pete Thorne's chat today, and somebody's like, what's up with Jimmy Vaughn these days? I'm like, he's opening for Clapton. I'm like, that would be a good show. Jimmy Vaughn and Eric Clapton.
Definitely. Jimmy Vaughn's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see Genesis in December.
Oh, nice. I was
Probably
checking out
Phil's
some.
last show ever. It's
I
the
was
last show of the
checking out
tour.
some of that stuff. You know, there's a whole bunch of it online. Some people are like, "Oh, you know," I'm like, "Yeah,
Sounds
he's still
ancient.
getting her. He's doing the best he can, and still sounds pretty good."
It's good. I'll bet you I see his last performance.
You will.
Because
Yeah, unless
it's the
there's
last night of the tour.
one-off event. You know, gala event.
Yeah.
You know, like some major at the O2 Center type thing. You know, and they've got everybody like one of those Freddie Mercury tribute type situations or something.
I was hoping they'd bring Peter out, but it doesn't look like they're doing that. You know, like as a surprise or something. But they'd want to advertise it and get people to buy tickets, so they'd never do it by secret anyway.
Yeah. Michael Kerr saw Buffalo Tom last night.
Nice.
That's cool.
I can't remember the last time I saw a live band.
Cool. I gotta jump out, Ben.
Alrighty, sir. Well, you have a great night. We're gonna wrap up things anyways, but I know you gotta dip out.
Yep.
Have a good one, brother.
Cool. See you, Tink.
See you, brother.
See everybody in the chat. All right.
And then there were two.
So,
well, we might as well wrap things up because you have to get up in like
you gotta get up early.
I don't know. And for some reason, I have a bit of a case of the munchies. I don't know why. Any parting words, my friend? The last man standing gets parting words, right? The others do.
Parting words, definitely. You know, just keep playing those guitars like crazy, practice like crazy. Hopefully it all comes around, and then the standard, you know, keep your head down, run in a zigzag pattern.
Pretty much. Buy more pedals.
Buy more pedals.
Yep. Never bet on a fart. Good advice, John Shane. Yep. I learned the wrong way. You never get into a farting contest with a 3-year-old. Because they will overcommit every time.
Or you might, yeah.
No, they do. They don't know to be unsure. They just let her go. And you're like, yeah. That was too much. That sounded wet.
Never trust a fart.
No. Never. So just, especially when sitting on wood. Why not? On that note, I want to thank those who became channel members tonight. It means an absolute lot. I really appreciate that. That's really, really cool. And those who donated, thanks to the Mod Squad for putting links to stuff that we need to talk about and refer to and link and click on and stuff. We covered a lot of stuff tonight, which was, well, it was a long show. That's how we covered a lot of stuff. I don't know. A lot of people in the chat have been awesome. Yeah, check out Brad self-promoting because he's allowed to. Why? Because he sends me strings. He bribes me with the strings, is what I'm saying. What we got? Canucks with Guitars tomorrow night. And then apparently, so yeah, for those who will bookend it on this, because those who watched right from the very start, when I got that random text right at the start of the show to the end of the show. So basically, those who don't know, Pete Thorne has a gig in Florida with Mitch Malloy doing a Van Halen experience in October. I didn't realize we're already almost in October. And so we've been talking about coming on. He couldn't because he's going to be in Florida. So I believe the next week, we're hoping, Pete Thorne will be back on the channel. So that's going to be awesome.
That is so
cool. And we got Rob from Tesi Switch come up next Sunday. And more stuff coming on that. And thanks to everybody that tuned in. Again, if you're not already subbed, please sub. Watch till the end. Why not subscribe? It's free. Leave a thumbs up as well. Again, free of charge. All you have to do, it's hassle. You got to log in to YouTube. Oh, if you're not logged in and you're just lurking, then thanks, I guess. Sure. Appreciate it. It's a view. Thanks. I think that's about it. Yep. Hold those doors open. Let that lady ahead of you in traffic. Do good things because Doug's wife's real. Just, yeah, to paraphrase. Happy tone chasing. Definitely don't litter. And if you see a turtle in the road, drive around it.